ahead, drop that shit for these fuck niggas.
Yeah, we need to go ahead and start potting because my mind is blown. Fuck. Say less. Hey, what's happening? After a long little hiatus, Short Change Podcast, we in the building. Got real nigga Fife, real nigga Jay. Got our guest, baby Draco. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brooke for coming through pod with us. Your boy Ron Mo, man. Episode 16. Let's get into it, man. What y'all folks been up to, man? Jay, how you been, bro?
Coolin', bro.
How life been treating? How about you, Fife?
Been chilling, man.
Been chilling, bro. How you been, man? Pandemic been going on still.
Actually, it's been going pretty well for me.
You can't even complain.
I can't complain.
You know what I mean?
needed this time.
I feel it.
I've been enjoying it too. Y'all been anywhere? Like any good restaurants? Been out of town?
I ain't
Not even
this shit, bro.
I went to the cabins twice. I feel like that's safe because you still with people you know.
Has any of y'all been to the club?
I have not.
Still haven't been to the club.
I had slid there on accident one time.
On accident. Got you.
Because
accidents happen.
And I had to go because I just was getting anxiety. Like I was
getting anxiety?
Y'all, yeah. I was like, this is too much, and y'all are just here just having a great time, and I'm looking at y'all with no mask on. And
I seen Carisha because it's Black Pride right now, so she was hosting a Black gay event, and it was so thick. Like I almost vomited when I looked at it. Like it's 1,000 people. Georgia has the worst corona rate in the country, and it is 1,000 people on top of each other in here. Like
they in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's Black Pride in Atlanta. And y'all seen that Suki person that was in
She from Miami? You talking her?
Yeah. Y'all seen her talking about Corona?
Nah.
Yes, I saw it, and it was a mess.
It was trash.
You talking about with the booty?
She didn't know what a pandemic was.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not going to no pandemic. I'm hosting Boosie party. What is y'all talking about?
No, that is the pandemic. I know pandemic gonna
and it was like 4 or 5 tweets, dog. She kept saying that shit, and I'm like, dog, she dead ass has no idea what the fuck's going on right now.
She lived in a different world.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought she was joking. Like,
Florida is a different world. Florida is a different world, but then Miami and South Florida is a whole different world within that different world. So
these are facts. For sure.
Man,
that's all.
Man, what y'all been listening to lately, bro? It's been so long, like so much has came out in the last month. What y'all been vibing to?
All the female rappers are killing it.
City Girl.
Shout out to Big Lotto.
Big Lotto is
Shout out to Big Lotto, man. You been fucking with Big Lotto, Jay?
She changed her name officially.
You know who Mulatto is, nigga.
I don't know.
She got to though.
You ain't heard her?
No,
I ain't heard that shit, man.
We all did.
We changed it.
She needs to change it.
She
I need to not look her.
Whenever she,
why does she need to change it? Why does she need to
Did y'all watch
change
the
it?
show, the JD show?
Yeah, the rap.
Yeah, on the show, she said the reason that's her name is because she got drugged for it as a kid all her life. So she basically made that her.
I mean, I get it, and that's definitely a real thing. Like light-skinned women do. We talked about that on another episode, that shit being projected onto them. However, as it applies to rap, it's not quite the same. Light-skinned women tend to be a little bit more successful, and that's not even the same black women. That's saying Jennifer Lopez, you know what I'm saying? Like light-skinned women. So for her to come into the game with mulattoes, kind of for me is like, it's a little nasty. Like
it's
I get it
deaf right now.
Yeah, I get it.
She's been doing it for 10 years, so
10 years.
She's been at least
since she was 12.
She's 21.
Like 14, because she's my sister's age. She did the rap
game.
She's
been doing it for a while.
So when she was on the show, she was about 16.
Yeah, but she was not before that, because my little sister put me on all of this. I was like, I didn't know.
What's that nigga we had talked about that day? He posted specifically about mulatto and our young girls.
Yeah. Oh,
they gonna be fucked up because of mulatto.
Oh yeah.
A nigga we know or somebody?
Nah, it was some random name. I forget.
I'm gonna say his name. You can whisper it to me.
I can't remember it. I wish I could remember it, but it was a nigga pretty much talking about how mulatto is making our women, you know,
our children,
our young girls not grow up and
making
be
sluts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so when did we we take the responsibility away from parents? Like, when did that shit happen?
I ain't even gonna go into that. Men have been making the same type of music for 30 years. Literally. If we are going to put a lens on what's happening to women now, we need to put a lens on the men who were raised listening to the exact same thing. Because these are the men who are beating, you know what I'm saying? Like, not even just Uncle Luke. Every fucking rapper that exists makes music that's derogatory to women. Yep. And we're not checking to see how they're doing or how they're treating women out here. Like, nobody has ever checked it, and it's gone on for years. And now all of a sudden you got these bitches out here and you hurt.
Right.
And the thing about it to me is it's one thing when a woman speaks of it and how they enjoy it, like they just living life having fun. But for a nigga, like if you go, it's hypocritical if you speak of the same shit or have spoke on the same shit and you come out like you don't condone it. Like even when JD, like nigga, if it wasn't for the strip club, your music wouldn't have been what it was.
I don't have nothing for him. Like I appreciate the people who open their mouth and say nut ass shit. Greg Street, we're gonna get into you. I appreciate people who open their mouth and say nut ass shit, so I can just be like, alright. And I can use you as an example. JD, you've made a lot of money off of this type of music. Yes. Like you've made a lot of money, bruh.
Secular music.
It's only a problem when women do it. Like, oh, women only talk about strip clubs. No, niggas only talk about strip clubs.
And when the women try to talk about something else, you don't listen to that song.
Yeah, somebody was like, women need to make a song about their plight and what they go through. I don't listen to Rhapsody.
They don't care.
They exist. Everybody exists. There's somebody for everybody, and all these people y'all talking about exist. Y'all don't listen to them. So shut the fuck up and let the people who like this shit like it. Like,
if they don't have sex appeal, they're not listening.
I can agree with that. I mean, like it's very hypocritical, and I think it's bullshit. Niggas like me, I'm from Valdosta, close to Florida. We grew up listening to Trina, my nigga, Jackie O. I love it. Like, nigga, talk about how you be dogging these niggas out.
These niggas.
I love it. I love it because I think they're suckers for going for the shit.
Exactly. And how many niggas have rapped about slutting bitches out?
Exactly.
Like, let's everybody just live their life and we just move.
Like, you can't say you love this. You can't glorify this shit and in the same sense condemn this shit when it's
like
coming out.
Nas coming for Doja Cat. Everybody gotta relax.
What?
Because you used to beat Khalees ass, so you don't give a fuck. Shut up. Stop. Yeah. You used to beat Khalees ass. You used to beat a black woman's ass, so don't act like you give a fuck about black women now. Like, nah, we ain't going for that. Just relax.
What did he say?
I was just gonna ask that. What I said?
He rapped a verse. He just dropped an album, whatever, and he was like, "This is Black Pride, no Doja Cat," like some type of shit like that. It was a cheap shot. It was a cheap shot, but it was just like you slap shit out your bitch, though. Yeah, like, relax.
And these the same folks in the industry that let R. Kelly do what he did. Let's go there.
Yeah,
y'all witnessed it firsthand.
Yeah, it's always what they call it
double standards.
Double standards, yeah. It's always double standards with that. And you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some double standards I do agree with, but stuff like that, like I'm not going.
Shake the table.
Yeah.
What double standards? Like, just in a sense, like I'm not gonna expect the woman to be a man in a sense. Like, I think men's threshold for certain physical things exceeds the threshold that certain I expect out of women. Not to say that they're not capable of it,
but like what? Because some things might not be a
women
double standard. That just might be science,
right?
Yeah.
Like if a man and a woman get shot in the same place, a woman's gonna outlive that.
I can believe it. I can believe it. Like not
because we have our periods.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're used to like that ass. We used to experience blood loss. So like,
I mean, we create humans.
That's not a double standard. That's just a fact.
Okay, yeah. It's more so like, say for instance, a young woman decides she want to play football or whatever, and
she'll get her ass beat
for sure.
She might be physical.
I can't understand why a woman would want to do that. I get it.
There are some, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she goes out there, she gets hit and she cries and it hurts. I understand that. Like, you're a woman. I can't just scientifically. I can't expect your body to be prepared to run into a full-grown man's body type shit.
That's science.
Okay, well, that's what I mean by that. Like, but
I feel you. So you don't have double standards, mostly. There are some things like if I did an arm wrestle with you right now, I'm gonna lose that. Probably not because I'm a woman. Probably because you work out. But like, not Bria work out. But
if not Bria picked me over you, I wouldn't consider that a double standard. You feel?
But if you arm wrestle her right now and you beat her, I wouldn't consider that a double standard.
Right.
Because she be in the gym.
Right. Yeah.
But she could beat you.
Yeah. With a good arm.
Nothing.
You just strong, girl.
Nah, but man, what else y'all been listening to? Brooke, you fuck with Dave East? I know Dave East came out with Karma 3 since we.
So I haven't listened to it. I do fuck with him, but I just want him to be bigger.
But you ain't fuck with it, so how he gonna be bigger?
I do. I haven't fucked with his new project, but his other stuff I haven't listened to. I have faith in him, but also like he could be a snooze fest for some people.
His beat selection just breaks my heart, dog.
It's like, dude, you are talented.
The way that he raps is really like he has a chill flow. It don't fluctuate a whole lot. Yeah. So for me, I feel like your beats need to speak more. Like you keep on that shit and give us something, but his beats are just Sleepy Town fucking central. Like he could lace that shit. He could snap, go off.
Yeah, and he does.
He does. What he's saying, I feel that shit. I hear it, but I don't go back and listen to it because like I be trying to when I'm in the car.
I'm not turning that phone in the car. I'm sorry.
I will listen to Karma in the car. Yeah. Karma 1 was hard as fuck. Like that is the one that I still play back. But the rest of this shit, like, yeah, it's fucking snooze fest. And he's a great rapper. Like it's not taking nothing away from his talent.
Yeah,
I've been listening to Dolph.
For real, he just dropped.
I fuck with Dolph. I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with Dolph new.
I like Dolph.
Nice.
And Jay, so Karma 3, was you fucking with it or you weren't really?
Yeah, I was fucking with it.
It's not really like. I mean, have you been replaying it?
I probably only replayed it once. You know what I'm saying, since it dropped. But I liked it. I mean, there was nothing bad I could say about it.
It's one song on there that's hard as fuck, and I can't even.
I know personally, I like Handsome. That Handsome track, that nigga was spitting on there, and it had the beat finally had a little tempo where like.
That was his single.
It was okay. See, I didn't even know he had dropped that as a single.
He dropped that a couple months ago.
See, yeah.
It's
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I kind of lost touch just cause I was high on him when I first found out about him like 5-6 years, maybe 5 years ago. But
that know like, how I feel with Mary. That shit might be hard as fuck. I haven't, like I said, I haven't really gone back to it, but I remember feeling something when I listened to that.
Word.
But
this Dolph though,
that Rich Slave, that shit was nasty, bro.
Yeah.
It's the skits for me.
The skits are always good.
I love the skits. They so raw, authentic, and I appreciate that shit. And I like Dolph since he really broke on the scene with what was it? Preach. Yeah. I like them since then. You know, King of Memphis album, I fuck with it, but
he ain't King of Memphis though. But I like him.
That's debatable.
I'm Gotti all the way.
I don't think it's debatable either, honestly.
Well, when I say debatable, it depends on who you ask. I'm an OG Gotti fan. I've been a Gotti fan.
It don't depend on who you ask though. It depends on who's actually the King of Memphis. And Gotti has been and will.
He was the first and the biggest.
Back to basics, like
I think when you make a lane for somebody, they can't be bigger than you. Like in my opinion, like Thug. I actually take that back. Thug can be bigger than Gucci, but Gunna can't be bigger than Thug to me. He can be more popular, but like the tenure and shit that Thug has ran, he created a lane. He keeps creating new lanes. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like that. Dolph is clearly a product of Gotti. Clearly. So Gotti, from a music point, is still gonna win that. Yeah. And I think a lot of people sleep that Gotti got 300 songs that you can listen to like no skip.
For sure.
All those cocaine musics.
Yeah. They got 7
8. Like when Tip kept going after 50, I'm like, bro, you and Gotti could. I think y'all have a relationship. Like y'all could probably go head to head, and he could probably beat you. Like
slick, cause since Tip kind of fizzled off, Gotti has been nothing but consistent, like hit after hit after hit.
But that said, Tip got sleepers. Like I ain't gonna play. Tip got later sleepers. Like that Us or Else. That Us or Else is hard as fuck. I think that came out like maybe 3 years ago or some shit.
I just hated what bigger than what it was because it really was a good collaborative project, bro.
It was great.
It was good.
He's never been good at marketing his side projects, but we're not talking about that today.
But he also had a lot of other stuff going on. He on TV, so I think that's been his main focus.
Could be.
I could tell.
Shows.
Could be, yeah.
Because that's what's gonna make the real money, honestly.
That's facts. That's definitely a bigger check. From knowing what I know, it seems like a bigger check on the TV. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know me and Jay probably are the ones listening to that new BSF, the new Black Soprano Family Quarantine.
They had a new mixtape.
They had a whole new tape.
That's a group, or that's the shit. What's the shit? That's Griselda.
It's Griselda, so it's like a subgroup within Griselda.
Y'all go ahead.
So that's like Benny the Butcher's little clique.
Yeah, so
Mike kept looking at me. I'm like, I don't know. We ain't talking.
chill on my boys, man.
That's not the gangster
I call
grill
him
shit, is
something
it?
different every
Yeah,
time.
the gangster grill.
That's what I'm like. When he said, I know Jay listen, like, but I couldn't think of the name of
Wasn't it
it.
like
I already
Barry
know.
Hunchin? What's the other names they got? What's their names?
So Griselda consists of Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun, and Conway the Machine.
I ain't never heard a song. But every week they be like, you heard that new Conway?
Nah,
You heard that Benny?
them niggas
You
been
heard that new
trapping.
Griselda? You heard that new Benny? These are all the same people? Yeah, different people in a group.
If you
So
like-
they like the Migos drop their own
Okay,
tapes and drop their shit.
Right.
If you like old New York Coke rap,
Okay.
they right up that
Yeah.
alley.
Okay.
They are that alley right now. In my, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
Let me get
definitely check
Bro,
it
I'm
out.
gonna be honest though. Like, I like
Talk to me.
Griselda. I like Benny, but I don't like Benny's other niggas like that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So, BSF, like when I listened to the Gangsta Girls tape they had, the only shit I liked was the shit with Benny. You know what I'm saying? That was like 2 songs out of 13 or something like that.
Right.
you know?
Right. And I mean, the project, the Black Soprano Family Project, is the Gangsta Grills, DJ Drama. You know what I mean? Affiliated. It's a short project, you know. I liked it, but like you said, you know, Benny kind of carries them. But I do like Rick Hyde and Heem. Like they could spit.
Right.
These beats, I'm not gonna lie and say the beats was the best, but
I wouldn't fuck with that.
I think the
shit.
bars made it to where I could listen to it, and I've been playing it over. Like I like listening to this type of shit in the gym, so
Yeah.
you know it's good workout music.
Yeah.
So
I
you
feel
know,
it.
just want to shout out, you know, BSF. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all for bringing that type of, you know what I mean, staying in y'all lane and executing that shit. You know what I mean? So
You see my mama respond 100 to this pod video?
I did not. I did not. Shout out to Deuce though. She.
Listen, I love Miss Yolanda. Okay.
Hey, shout out to Deuce. She put the Honda on like you. She just stamped it like you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I
What's
see
your
y'all do
favorite
that
project this year?
I've already said it a million times, y'all know.
Her one?
Y'all already know.
Say that.
Oh, Pray for Paris. That was the easy one.
Oh yeah. Oh, you put me on the spot. Like, hey, you don't come in here.
I'm sorry. What's yours? You think about it.
Yeah.
Chloe and Holly.
Number 2.
Okay.
No, it's like number 4. It's like number 4.
They surprised me.
It's definitely, I don't know if y'all started getting y'all top 10 for the year together, but it's definitely on my top 10.
It's about time, cause crazy this year done flew by.
I got 6 already.
A lot of shit done dropped though.
Yeah.
I would say
People took advantage of this time. I will say that.
my favorite so far this year probably is out of Pray for Paris and Gunna album, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I probably said for me number 2 is Alfredo.
Oh, you know what?
Alfredo definitely number 3.
Alfredo is number 1. I'm sorry. I didn't lie.
Alfredo top 3.
Yeah.
Alfredo top 3. Gibbs, like I wasn't a Gibbs fan prior to Alfredo, but I pressed play on that and it made me go back and listen to the rest of the catalog.
Yep.
And
That nigga got some
I am
shit,
now a
man.
fan. Yeah,
He
for
does.
sure.
Yeah.
My type of stilo, man. Just FYI, I think since we last Rapper Weed by Sir. Nice little Lucy single. I love Inglewood, Sir.
Yeah.
I sent it to you, bro.
Been out.
It's been out. That was,
Yeah,
that was out last
That's
week.
all this fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been revisiting that, so I've been spinning that lately, bro. I'm ready for bro to drop another project. You know what I mean? So
Did y'all listen to his brother? What's his brother's name?
I hadn't
on the
checked
show
out.
on Netflix.
I can't remember his brother's name, but I hadn't checked out a whole project. But he's on here.
No.
He won that rap show with Cardi B and
Oh, that's his brother?
Chance- their brother.
Yeah, what's his brother's name? D
D-Smoke,
Smoke.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
his brother?
Have you
Yeah.
seen them next to each other?
Same
This
parents.
shit's
I barely know what
Yeah.
Sir looks like. Like, I listen
Yeah.
to his music, but
They look exactly
when I
like.
seen these, when I knew
I think I've seen him
first,
before, though.
but when I actually seen Sir, I was like, wait. And then when I seen them next to each other, they performed on an award show together.
Oh, okay.
Which one? It was one of them, because one of them can play the piano, one of them can sing.
D-Smoke.
D-Smoke was on the piano. And when I see them next to each other, they like fucking twins.
So does D Smoke rap or sing?
He raps.
He raps.
Raps.
D-Smoke
Okay.
is
raps
a
in
rapper,
Spanish,
Sir's a
too.
singer.
Oh,
so he won the Cardi B show?
Yeah.
That's cheating. He's Sir's brother. They couldn't have given
But
that to somebody
nobody
Sir
knew that.
was.
They didn't say anything until like
He never
maybe
even
months
mentioned
after.
them.
Yeah.
He never mentioned his brother once.
People
on
like
show.
kind
On
of
the
put
show?
it together.
On
He
the
wanted to
show.
make it on his own. I can respect that.
I can
But they
respect
tried.
that.
Sir remember started and pop really till recently because that album had been came out. But now people are noticing him. When that show was out, nobody was really rocking with Sir.
that's crazy.
I always like those.
Yeah.
Sorry, great.
Yeah, I like
Smooth. He's super smooth.
Y'all heard anything else lately?
I want to shout out Gotti for Recession Proof because that bitch is snapping and I play that bitch every day.
Okay.
And then that Stay Outside track was pretty smooth too.
Yeah.
But Recession Proof.
Okay.
Just speaking to Gotti, I know we mentioned him earlier, but I don't know. Since this last album, like the last couple projects before this most recent album was kind of for me.
Yeah.
But this here, he back in that.
He's always gonna drop a single.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a radio hit.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and it ain't even forced. I feel like it don't even be no forced shit,
yeah.
like generic shit.
Because Tip has had some forced shit.
For sure.
Like that song he had with Rihanna.
Yeah.
That shit.
Because Tip won the mainstream dollars. I feel like Gotti gonna put out what niggas really want to hear.
Gotti gonna get it out the street.
He do a good crossover. Gotti do a better crossover than a lot of niggas.
Facts. I could agree with that. Pop can tape, fix tape, pretty good. I like that. I'm not really. I don't know the reggae genre that much. I ain't really dove in it much, but I like
that shit. Was good though. That shit was
I like
more so Afro beats.
Hey, shout out to Burna Boy.
Yeah, Burna Boy.
He dropped one. That shit was nice.
You gotta lace me up. Send me that. I'm trying to tap into that.
I got you.
Don't go see my boy in concert if you're not trying to be up to 6 a.m.
Who that?
Nah, that's a fact.
I went in DC.
That is a fact.
The concert started at 8. My African friend was like, "Look, we not going to midnight because they come out late." Got there at midnight. He came in at 3 a.m. I was like, "I can't do this. I'm tired." Like
DC don't have curfew?
Oh no, they was in there at 3 a.m. with heels, and I was like, "I'm not doing it."
I would have had to take a nap in there.
Listen, I was like, "I gotta go."
Big nap.
I'm gonna get these first 3-4 songs and I'm out because I cannot.
Big nap.
I think that's just all African artists. Period.
So I've heard. I didn't know that was my first African concert.
Artists.
Yeah.
What about I know it just dropped yesterday, man. What y'all think about that Detroit too, Big Sean?
Oh, I have things to say about this.
I haven't listened yet. But
anybody in here listen?
Yeah, I have. I got like one song I didn't get to at the back end, but
I'll listen to it.
So my thoughts on this is that it's not a bad album, right?
Right.
But it's very for a particular audience. Like it's holistic as fuck, and if you want to hear that on every rap song you listen to, this is the album for you, in my opinion.
Right.
I heard that.
I don't want to hear holistic shit on every single song.
Is it a reflection of like stuff that he's going through right now?
I think it's very honest
vulnerable.
of what he's going through. I think it's very, very honest of what he's going through.
Yeah.
I think it's authentic as
that.
fuck. He gets some bars off. That Harder Than My Demons.
That's one of them.
It's okay. I like it, but his flow in the first verse sounds like what Holistic Sweetie would sound like to me. Like if you get Sweetie,
Is that
Sweetie
number
like
one?
it's number 7. Sweetie Like Sweetie. If you listen to the first 30 seconds of that song, it sounds like Sweetie, bro. Like it sounds like Sweetie rapping about the flu and herbs. Like not in a bad way though. It's just an interesting
I just
way.
can't picture Big Sean like.
Man,
Oh.
I might have to spin that one back.
It gave me a headache.
It's just interesting. First 30 seconds. First 30 seconds, you listen to it, think of Sweetie, and you'll hear it. It sounds like Tap
So
In.
what's your standouts if you had any?
Harder Than My Demons, actually.
Yeah. You wasn't fucking with the Deep Reverence?
Yeah, Deep Reverence is good. I feel like that's a set. Body Language is great. That's probably my favorite song.
Yeah,
Body Language is good
It's
too.
great.
Tony the Tiger,
I like
great.
the Post Malone too.
I like the Post Malone and I like the Thug. I did not like the Travis Scott. It was
I didn't like that
way
shit
too
either.
much.
You like the Cypher?
I haven't listened to it.
I'm
Did I
trying to
listen
think.
to
Which
it?
song?
I listened to a little bit.
I didn't make it that far. I just saw the number. It's number 19.
I did not
didn't
get
make it
through
that
this
far.
whole thing.
Yeah, I mean,
And that Dave Chappelle skit, he could have kept that. And that 2088, they could have kept that.
Oh no.
I mean, the Dave Chappelle skit wasn't about anything. Like, it was about,
How much Dave Chappelle liked Detroit and how he met Big Sean Daddy.
and he met some other nigga who got him high as fuck. Like, but it
Danny
wasn't like
Brown.
in
But
like
Dave
Danny
Chappelle
Brown.
is so profound. You would think he would have something better to say. Like
I
to
wouldn't
go
think
with
that.
I feel like it tied into the album. The album is Detroit, you know what I mean? So I feel like it tied into the album, but I get what you're saying.
I feel like Bria could have got on there and said that.
True.
Nothing about it was giving me
It didn't
like.
need to be Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, it didn't. Dave Chappelle didn't have to do that. Yeah, I went and I smoked.
It didn't hold any significant value.
It didn't.
So and I get what you're saying. I feel like it does because fucking Dave Chappelle is such an integral part of the culture, in my opinion.
And you are the person who would be moved by that. Like, just because somebody is somebody that it matters. Like,
granted, like I said, it wasn't, oh shit, that's Dave Chappelle that moved me. It was like, it was a nice little story about his experience with Detroit. The album is Detroit too, you know what I mean? So that's how I perceived it. Like, I get exactly what you're saying. Like, hey, that was a waste of 6 minutes.
To me, it was a swing and a miss. And it wasn't 6 minutes. It was shorter than that. It was just a swing and a miss. Like, Dave Chappelle is one of the people that when he speaks, it pulls me in. Like, I've seen him live. I watched the Chappelle show from beginning to end. When he speaks, it pulls me in. Nothing about that story gave me anything. I've been listening to Dave Chappelle for 15 years and I enjoy what he has to say. That shit didn't do nothing for me. You going to Detroit one time is wonderful for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and his experiences there weren't that extreme. Like, I love going to Detroit because y'all hard on people. And I know, like, okay.
You can go in.
You've been booed in a lot of places, Dave Chappelle. Like, I've seen it, my nigga. Like, that's not enough. Like,
to be honest, it felt to me like, you know, it might have been recorded, but it wasn't initially meant for a skit. That, you know, they was like, oh, you gonna put this on your album? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't get that vibe from it, but I thought it was a nice little personal touch. You know what I'm saying? It was obviously important to Big Sean for him to include it, so I didn't mind it. But I get what you're saying. It didn't like add a lot of value for sure.
It didn't make me keep listening. Like, I had to, I've listened to it in parts for sure.
I didn't finish it.
I still haven't finished it.
It's too all over the place for me. It's not terrible. It's just I can't keep up. Like, I don't know. And I think it's number 2, like that verse he talks about where he took he's like Western medicine.
Lucky me.
That verse was just like, okay, I get what you're saying, but goodness, the way you saying it.
And the thing about it is, I agree with 86% of what he's saying on every song. Like, I haven't got a flu shot in years. It's just not for me. You know how I've said about other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are looking for the rap Janae, you have landed on him. Like, that's
perfect.
That is what he has turned into, and that's beautiful. If that's what he feels good about and he enjoys it,
that's a good description.
And I would never listen to a rap Janae.
I wouldn't either.
You know what I'm saying? I would never.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
Like, my nigga, drop some strip club joints on there.
Give
like,
me 2
something more fun and upbeat.
songs. And I feel like because I haven't finished it, maybe it exists, and I don't know. But so far, it's just a lot of I'm zen as fuck. You can't touch me. I'm clear as fuck. Like, all right, bro, we get it.
You want to hear some toxic shit?
Yeah.
I mean, he gonna do something. Maybe the next album he gonna put some of that in there.
Yeah, he even stated that it was real personal. So I mean, and
you gotta keep in your headphones up.
I mean, I definitely was on the way over here finishing it. Like, she wow. I was over here. I was headed over here finishing, and I'm definitely like, I have to be in the mood for this, but I do like it. You know what I mean? I
give it a smooth, honestly, B+. Like, I ain't even trying to hate on this.
That's pretty good though.
That's I think it's good. I'm not gonna listen to it much more.
It's a one-time listen.
I'm gonna pull the song like I normally do. I'm gonna pull a couple songs I like out of it, but I do think that there is, like, I feel like I'm the type of person who thinks there is an audience for literally everything. Like, if you sit in a corner all fucking day, there's an audience to watch you, and I think there's an audience for what he's done there. Like, it's people going through shit. It's people. Holistic living is like the shit right now anyway. So to have somebody with his scale of a platform talking about, if you into that, you know, crystals and shit, like to be talking about crystals on the song, like, that's something that's cool for you.
But how do you feel like it compares to his other shit?
Sean hasn't done anything for me since I think Dark Sky Paradise.
Really? I loved I Decided.
I Decided was like one of my.
I love Dark Sky Paradise.
I actually might like I Decided better than Dark Sky Paradise. Like, as if we talking albums, Dark Sky Paradise was great, but I think the place I was at when I Decided came out, like, I was fucking it connected.
The concert
to me.
made that my favorite album. It was a very good show.
Is he a good performer in concert? I've never seen him in concert.
Like, you would think it might be a little boring, but no, he kept my attention the entire time.
Word.
So that made me like the album more.
True.
That always happens to me too.
Yeah.
I know y'all don't really fuck with him like that, but my guy Money Man dropped
I like Money Man. I don't know if I ever told you.
That shit tough, but I always.
You talking about the deluxe, right?
Yeah.
I like him.
I fought with Money Man. You
put me on there.
You shout out to Money Man.
Fuck with that guy.
You fuck with the little baby feature? You know, that's like
the 24. That shit was tough. I was fucking with it.
You fuck with a little baby feature, Brooke?
I haven't listened to this song.
Okay,
You don't listen to White Man?
What? Nah, okay, but yeah, I feel like it's worth checking out.
I'm gonna listen to it when we leave here.
Say less. Shit. I don't know, man. I don't think I've really been on much shit else.
Oh, you know what? I've been listening to Larry June Tough lately. You put me on him.
You fucking with it?
Oh yeah.
You fucking with the kid?
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah,
Good job.
Should go in.
I'm glad you like it, my nigga. I'm glad you like it.
Oh, Jordan Lucas dropped a track with Ashanti.
With
You like him?
I like Jordan Lucas. I don't like the song. The song was real toxic for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very sexy.
Sounds fun. I think
You
I'm
don't
gonna
like
check it
toxic
out.
music? I don't know
I like
what it's
toxic
about.
music, but
It was
basically
too
like we in a toxic relationship and you not going nowhere. That's what I got from it. And I've been in something like that, so I was like, nah, this
In the
is
video?
It's a video.
He was
That's how I
tonguing
came
Ashanti
across
down?
Everybody's like, they dating.
I didn't see the video. I'm nervous.
Oh, man.
If it's anything like the song, I'm very
They look
nervous.
toxic.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
When I was listening, I was like, oh, this is toxic.
I'll watch that shit just for Ashanti.
Nah, for real. I
See,
think I'm
nobody
checking it out.
tongue Ashanti down.
Me either.
It ain't, listen, I'll send y'all the link when I come across it. Because it's a little clip on Twitter that was going around.
Bet.
I don't want to see it. Sounds stressful.
So since we last linked, Laugh Now, Cry Later came out. Drake, Lil Durk. How y'all feel about it?
I thought it was cool. That's about it.
That's about it.
Same.
I didn't understand the concept of the video. I was like, he just flexing on us, telling us how rich he is.
Drake?
Like, yeah.
They gotta get VIP access to Nike.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, cool.
Take a bitch to the Nike store and get what you want.
I recently seen, like maybe yesterday even, Dirk was talking about that 6ix9ine's label offered him $3 million to keep trolling 6ix9ine. So now that shit's over, and I just want to reiterate: wake the fuck up! Like, stop giving niggas free press.
Yeah.
Like, duh, you been
Shout out
keep
to
talking
Dave.
about this nigga in your songs.
Yeah.
You keep saying shit about him being in Chicago. This nigga lives off y'all niggas press. So
Yeah.
yes, stop fucking talking about him.
Man, shout out. It was Benny the Butcher. He did a No Jumper interview the other day, and the nigga asked him about 6ix9ine. He was like, "Bro, I'm not talking about dude on camera."
Yeah.
You feel
Stop
me?
giving
Like,
him.
shout out to that man,
Cause all they do
he's a leech
is
out the
make
culture.
clickbaits for that shit. Like,
Yeah.
they make a little video and say Dirk calls out 6ix9ine. What do you guys think? And then a bunch of little white boys say 6ix9ine is great. He's clear in the hood. Like,
Yeah, that's
who give a
crazy.
fuck? Stop talking about this.
All right, so if y'all was Dirk, y'all taking them 3 M's?
I don't even have to answer that shit.
Yeah, nah.
He don't need it.
If I was
don't need
Dirk,
it.
no. If I was
Not
me,
with what
nigga,
Dirk
right here
stand for.
today,
Yeah, if I
I'll
was
talk
me,
about 6ix9ine all fucking
every
day.
day.
Right now, if somebody offered me $3
I
million.
might
fuck Dirk.
dye my hair to rainbow colors for
Fuck
3
you,
M's.
fuck you,
right
mean?
now. You feel me? But Dirk being who he is, no. Yeah.
If I had any bit of, capital, no. Nigga, if I had $100K today in cash, no.
No.
But I don't have that. So yes, I will take that $3 million. But fuck no. Nigga.
But something else I wanted to mention on that song. If Dirk wasn't on it, I don't think niggas would like it.
You don't think so?
Well, I got shitted on Twitter when I said Drake be hopping the fuck around to everybody who's hottest.
Dirk verse.
No,
I love Dirk verse.
Somebody was like,
Yeah,
Dirk's the
Dirk had a
hottest.
good
What
verse.
happened to Little Baby? He already tapped into Little
Yeah.
Baby, so keep up with what I'm saying.
I don't like the fact that people act surprised when Dirk had a hot verse. Like, he been
Dirk had
good.
hella hot verses.
He's been killing shit lately.
Dirk my
Like,
favorite Chi-Town rapper, to be
He's
honest with you.
killing
He's one of my
shit.
favorites too.
Yep.
He's killing shit.
But I like some low.
He might not be bigger than Baby.
Chicago too.
But
The
nobody.
dynamic is different.
Yeah.
Well, Baby got a lot of shit behind him
Exactly.
that nobody is saying.
Exactly.
Like, he got a lot of.
He's from Atlanta.
I don't think that has anything to do with like Baby Succession right now. He's on every fucking body's song. He's on Camila Cabello's song.
Yeah.
If Normani got some shit, it's coming out. It's on that song. He's on
Yeah,
Monica's song. He's on J-Lo's song.
Yeah.
And
He's
that
on.
song ain't bad.
But that's label
It's not.
shit. Like, you having that number of features is your label
Yeah.
pushing.
For sure.
And any other artist who don't have that shit is because they're label. Like Cardi, Atlantic invested the fuck into
Yeah, they
Cardi
did.
when she dropped, and that's the same thing
And it
that's been
paid
done
off.
for Lil Baby. And it's not saying nothing negative, but you have to understand, like, when you don't have to work as hard for that shit, it's easier to be bigger. Dirk, to me, has been through so much musically, like to get to this point. Nobody ever wrote for him. Nobody ever gave him a map. Like he started singing and almost lost his career. Like deadass started singing and almost lost his career, and came back and kept singing with that shit. Nobody ever told him, this is what you do. Here's some money to go do it. Yeah. Take it. Like nobody did that shit for him. That's why I gotta respect niggas who get it out the mud a little bit more than niggas who just have that shit handed to them on a plate. Like I respect Thug for what he did for Baby more than I respect Baby's rap career. Happy for him, but it don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah. I dig it. So shit, man. What's up with this nigga Greg Street?
I just want to take a moment to shout out my homegirl Shelly, God's favorite homegirl line. I got the God's favorite people shirt on. She recently got into a little tussle with Greg Street on Twitter. Greg Street tweeted and said, I'm gonna synopsize it for you, but basically women who go out dressed how women dress now and be around rappers deserve to be raped. Like if you go out wearing some little bitty shit and hang around rappers and they rape you, that's your fault, you asked for it.
Basically victim blaming. Okay.
And praising rape culture.
Right.
Like, and this was like a couple of months ago, so I just feel like us being an Atlanta podcast, I feel like it's our responsibility to talk about it. Like, this is somebody who's huge in Atlanta, who has made a lot of money off of us, and that's how he feels, you know what I'm saying? I think that's very disgusting. And I think when you say that shit in 2020, knowing what you know about the way that men treat women publicly, like the things that are coming out, for you to then take to your platform and use it in that way is nasty as fuck. But that's what they doing. So that's what Greg Street's on.
What was they talking about? Like a specific situation?
They weren't talking about shit. He came out his mouth with no context and said, so I'm betting he's at the club and there's some bitches in there with some light shit on and they hanging around rappers, and he's looking and saying, if they get raped, it's their fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he tapped into a conversation. The conversation came after he said that.
It just takes the responsibility away from men.
It constantly does.
And that's my issue with it. It shows you don't have any control. So for you to even think that like, oh, you know, she should be raped because she has this on, it's like you have no self-control yourself. I also think it's a reflection of men in his era of how they think.
Yeah.
And again, we talk about the men who raised, not you because you live in Atlanta, but Jason and people like that. Like these are people who brought them up, and we have all these questions from Mulatto and City Girls and all these people, but Greg Street thinks rape is okay if you're dressed a certain way, and he is who the fuck we've been listening to for 25 years. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's full of shit.
Man, I didn't see the exchange, but it's bullshit. I will say it's bullshit, and it's something that niggas like Jay and I have to correct with niggas younger than us and even our peers in a sense, because some of them been influenced by such niggas and they think this shit is okay. But bro, if she want to have her ass cheeks hanging out in the skirt, that's her prerogative, that's her choice. Look at it, appreciate it, acknowledge it, but that is not an invitation to her body. You know what I mean? Even if she flirting with you, making it seem like she interested in you, if you make an advancement, a sexual advancement, and she not with it, that's it, cuz. Like, and it don't matter because she had on what. Like, bro, let her embrace her sexy. Like,
she could be butt ass naked.
Let her embrace her essence of being a fucking woman, a sexy woman. You know what I mean? Whatever makes her feel sexy and feel good. That's not an invitation for you to have her, my nigga. She don't belong to you.
That's gonna be really
the sexual interaction that you planning in your head, you're not entitled to that shit, my nigga. She has to want that shit, and we gotta cut that shit out. And it's like, if your nigga believe in that shit, call him out on his bullshit. Like that's bullshit. It's been you know what I mean, pushed down from generation to generation. That shit come from white men. Cause hell, man, we can really get into it. Cause like once they got the African songs running around butt ass naked, they felt entitled to our women's bodies and shit. So bro, that shit tied to a lot of shit. So we can't be the ones to treat our women like that. Like we can't in the same sense praise them for getting they sexy on, but at the same time use that same shit as a tool to justify harming them and mistreating.
I mean, but in the same sense, I don't think that the same people are doing that. I don't think that the same men are praising women for living in their truth and living in their. Like, they're not praising them for that. Like, they might use that shit for a music video. They might see that
or lust after it or some shit.
Yeah, but they're not. They're not like, yeah, sis, go do your shit. Wear what you want. They make the same niggas.
Well, I mean, like, we can't. It's crazy to me that niggas will, like, when I say praise it, like, be thirsty for that shit and be wanting that shit and rooting those said females on that dress like that, but in the same sense use it to make them a victim.
Now is the perfect time to point in that those same men who do that don't get the responses they want, turn around and call them bitches ugly fucking slut whores.
For sure.
So that doesn't matter. Lust is not an indication of respect of your life or your body.
No, it's not.
And the nigga, you walking in the club and a nigga grabbing your ass doesn't mean he respects you or even likes you. He just don't give a fuck about you, really.
Yeah, he's just fascinated with your body.
So that even if she walked by right now, I'd be like, God damn that shit, I want that shit so bad. Like, what else, right?
I think I have these conversations all the time with my male friends, and sometimes I get kind of sad because I feel like men just think certain behaviors are okay, and I really have to break it down. Like, if I say no, that's the end of it. There's no discussion. If you continue to say, but I mean, you sure you just, it's just like let me put the tip in. Men been doing that since we was 13.
Damn.
That is not okay. 13. If I say no, it's no.
It's weird because I've said for years, like, men don't listen, and I'm not talking about y'all, but I see people say like exactly what their problem is, exactly what they feel, and I hear men be like, they'll turn it into something else when all you have to do is listen, bruh. Like, all you have to do is listen. And the fact that, like, you would have to continuously explain to your male friends. See, the concerning thing is these are her male friends. Like, these aren't just males that exist. And that's been my same problem with some of my male peers that it applies to homophobia. Like, this isn't people in the world. These are people who claim to be my friend. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You're saying mad homophobic shit. You're saying mad misogynist shit. You're saying it to me. Like, you might not mean to do it, but you are saying that shit to me specifically. So it's like, what don't you get?
Yeah, I think it's fucked up that people even feel like they have to explain that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have to explain somebody else's humanity?
Or why somebody else's manners?
Consent ain't even like a complex idea to grasp. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right is right.
I don't get why it's still a thing. And to hear, you know, people that have been influential, especially in the black community, say shit like that, especially older niggas, that shit's disappointing as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Now, honestly, he on this pedestal, but he ignorant just like anyone else out there.
Yeah.
We can't expect that this man is gonna, you know, set a good example just because he's in this position.
Right.
I ain't gonna hold you. Like, old black niggas, a lot of times I don't even really expect much out of them in that arena.
I don't expect nothing out of none of these niggas. I just ask you to shut the fuck up.
Like, yeah, I'd rather you not say shit at all.
The problem is that so many people feel compelled to be the anti whatever is the fuck, like, right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If this is what the consensus has deemed to be right, let me talk about how it's not right, and let me prove to you that I disagree with that shit. When really you could have your opinion and shut the fuck up, keep it to yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go on Twitter and say y'all bitches deserve to be raped. You could think that shit in your mind.
Honestly, I want you to say it because I want to know who I don't need to be around, who I don't need to follow.
I do agree with that,
and I feel that too. Like,
I do agree with
please
that.
say it.
Go ahead and expose yourself. But I feel like if you unsure, like, or you know what I mean, you don't really know the facts of something, you don't really want to point out where you stand on something, don't say shit. I am not gonna hold you. But if you think you got all the information and you want to jump out there, yeah, let's jump out there so I can hold you to the flame. Then
that'd be the thing. People be thinking they know everything, and then you tell them like, no, bro, that's not right, and now you looking crazy.
Or now you're giving some weak ass apology that you don't even mean. Like, I don't like that shit either. No, like, especially 2020, you come out and say you deserve to be raped. That's how you feel. You took the time to type that shit out. That's how you feel.
Plenty of information out there.
Yeah, don't take it bad. That's how you feel. It's fine.
This is definitely an ongoing conversation when it comes to like women and our bodies and not being property. It's just like revolving, and Twitter, literally, you see me going off on Twitter about this, I just be like, alright, I'ma shut up.
Yeah, y'all not property, man.
Soon I'ma not have any friends.
I don't blame you.
It's okay.
Like, so that's how
not having friends is fine.
Yeah.
I just be feeling like I have to take the world in my palm and be like, no, this not right. Yeah, I have to do better.
I feel you, and keep holding motherfuckers accountable.
Yeah.
Like they should respect that the utmost. You know what I mean?
Why you looking like that?
I'm just listening.
What so the versus shit been going on all pandemic. You know what I mean? We talking about Atlanta. One of Atlanta's favorite, I would say, was
Not Bria. Don't chime in.
was featured in the versus battle this weekend. They broke a record, 1.3, 1.2 million.
They said it was like 9.3 total views.
Yeah,
like,
for all platforms.
Yeah,
and that
Apple
9.3
Music
is
and YouTube and Instagram. I think they put them all together.
They was lit.
I like to go on record and say the women have had the best verses because
I like to say women are the best.
We just run the world, but you know,
women are the best. I ain't gonna say the best verses, but
I'm saying
the better.
Quality.
Women could, as a whole, have been better consistent.
Put our name on some foolishness.
Right.
Gotcha.
Like Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, like they didn't have internet issues.
Facts.
They kind of started on time. They were prepared.
They younger though. That's not fair. Not necessarily Erykah. She's more hip.
Yeah.
Talking about the Case, because he had the hard. Not Case. Montel. He had the hardest time.
Montel Jordan.
No, not who wait
was it?
Teddy Riley.
Teddy Riley. Yeah.
Teddy Riley.
But honestly, Teddy Riley has so much money. Also, Nelly, y'all got too much money to not have good Wi-Fi. Like, I don't understand.
Nelly was drunk.
Why y'all didn't do a dry
Hey, that
run.
nigga Nelly was drunk, B.
Do a dry run.
Yeah, nah.
You know what I'm saying? Do it on a burner.
Could have been better planning once it
goes.
got big as it's been, but
Did you enjoy the Monica?
Monica Brandy is what we
I enjoyed the actual music. I think that they should have had all the conversation pieces that, like, it should have been 2 or 3 conversations that should have been had before they did the verses, because you could tell there was 2 women that hadn't talked in a long time. It was very awkward. I felt like Monica was like trying to make herself look happy in the moment and like enjoy Brandy, but it was like it was awkward. It was awkward for me. I was like, I didn't know Brandy was socially awkward.
Monica blew my
is
shit.
more cool than Brandy to me at this point.
Monica blew me. And granted, I think Brandy was being annoying, but Monica's attitude was like, she was giving big I don't want to be here vibes.
She definitely was.
And
not only I don't fuck with the person.
Yeah, not only I don't fuck with her, I don't want to do this. Like,
but she said many times she didn't want to do it.
And that is true. She said that many times, and that's what I saw in watching that, is that she
why the fuck did she do it?
I mean, honestly, she got a single coming out.
She got a single coming out. She ain't really had like a project that we messed with in a long time. It's the pandemic. She can't do nothing but win from that.
So promo, essentially.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that granted, your fans are begging for this, like you don't want to do. But she was, to me, I didn't even watch the whole thing because Monica was killing me. Like, damn, this bitch is. Brandy is like trying to play with you. She's singing this song. You look into your other homie. Brandy over here. And you like,
she was shady all motherfucking time.
She was shady.
Did you ask Bree not to contribute?
That's all I gotta say.
But it was they both were shady. Like, oh, I made this when I was 9. Oh, I came out the womb singing like. Okay,
see, I thought that was dope. I thought those facts were dope, but I get what you're saying.
But I knew that though. Like, if you're fans, I knew she sang her first album when she was 12. But I also can't relate to that. Like, when I was 12, I wasn't having men problems like that. Like, so I can relate more to Brandy. I think Brandy is in terms of singing, like powerhouse. I think Brandy has it. I don't think my.
You think Brandy's the better voice?
Yes, for sure.
But who won the battle though?
Okay, so I think if Brandy would have lined her songs up better.
We ain't talking about what she would have did.
Time out. We do have to talk about the fact that her first 5 songs nobody ever heard. Like,
well, if you are a fan, like I told you,
no, them first 2 nobody.
Full Moon. I knew the first one because it was on the Full Moon album. But
I heard them, but they wasn't winning shit.
Yeah, that's not a song I would have picked.
They wouldn't win anything.
Yeah, she should have picked that. Yeah,
they find songs,
and
but
she
they don't
had
win
so many. Like, I literally watched Set Off last night, and I was like, damn, Brandy had her one with this one. Like, she could have started off with that.
So what you saying is Monica won?
Monica won because she set her songs up right.
And Monica really didn't even give y'all all the heat.
She did
a lot of shit out.
But I feel like Brandy didn't either. So I don't know what Brandy. And then the journal, it was a journal for me. I was like, sis. But it was one time where she started a poem and then she brought up Chadwick Boseman. I was like, dang, I didn't roast her on Twitter already. Let me recant my statement. But I was like, sis, you doing a lot. It was 3 hours. It was too long.
She did a lot. Did you peep it, bro?
Well, Yeah, because, Shorty I was with was watching it, but...
Shout out to Shorty.
Come on, Shorty.
To be honest, I ain't really grew up a fan of either of them like that, so it was just on.
He is. Got the gold chain on.
Got the bracelet on, nigga.
Yes.
Got the links.
What that got to do with Brandy and Monica, man?
I'm saying, we ain't seen my nigga in the video. Get your shit up.
You just look great, bro.
Yeah,
So it's Shorty that had him hiding. Okay.
But to be honest, I thought all the memes and jokes and shit on Twitter was more entertaining than the actual version.
Factuals.
Yeah.
Somebody
Those
said
shoes, though.
Yeah.
Monica had what? She had the shortcut when she was 12, talking about she a different type of bitch. Like,
You are.
She's
Her hair was cut and like taper in the back at 13.
At 13.
What side of Atlanta she from again? Like west side,
West
South
side.
side.
Yeah.
southwest side or some shit.
Yeah.
South side and west side the same to me.
Dirty.
Hey man, hey look to our west side and south side viewers.
I co-sign that.
Thank you, Jay.
Hey man, y'all here, y'all folks here,
She was
man.
definitely giving goon in that Fendi outfit, and I couldn't figure out what she had on. Like, I
Did
thought
y'all
it was
peep
cool.
the Laura Farquhar?
They were paying.
Yeah, so I figured out.
So they was paying
When
for the
I
white
first
boots.
tapped in, I was like, "Ooh, she fresh."
But when I started saying
She looked
that,
at it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, no, her attitude, it really just blew me. Like, that's it. That's it.
she
Her
could have went
attitude.
pantsless.
Facts.
She
yeah,
could have did that or did like a black bottom, but them tote pants.
Facts.
I don't remember. What
I
her
like
shirt
them better
was.
when I thought they were boots.
That
Yeah.
made you more sexy.
Yeah, I was
no,
like,
they were
okay.
leather pants with a split at the bottom.
But Monica can dress like she usually don't miss. So that was a lot to me.
Bad.
Monica's new, not Monica. Brandy's new single was good too. Her
Y'all
album was
listen to her
good.
album?
Yeah, I like it.
Her new single was better than
I
mine.
didn't listen to that shit.
I listen to that shit.
I think Monica's
Is it
new
because
single.
Monica tapped in the little baby and it's
Yes.
over?
Yes, and
Okay.
also Monica's song, first of all, is auto-tune. It took me a very long time to realize she was even singing. It's auto-tune on her voice.
Yeah.
When they played it on the show, I was like, when is her part coming? And I didn't realize she was singing the whole time.
Why would she do that?
Why would you do that? Brandy's song is Brandy. Monica's song is I'm
Trying
trying to
to-
get back in there. I'm gonna be relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't need
don't do that,
Monica
auntie.
doesn't have to be relatable.
Yeah, you.
I need you to
She
talk
doesn't have
about.
to keep up with the times. Let me say that. 'Cause
Talk
she's
about
always
these awards.
Just making shit people
Right.
like you for
I need to talk
already.
about Rocco.
Talk about
I need to
Shannon
talk about
Brown.
Shannon.
Talk about it, she become
Corny
Talk
ass.
about C Murder, fuck it.
I'm so disappointed.
Free C
I
Murder,
want
man.
niggas to be out here. Monica, you are fine. You are successful. Why are you going back to somebody you dated when you was 16?
They like who they like.
Maybe why y'all think she dated him though? Like, why y'all assume that? Because she said it's her first love? She said they back together?
C Murder?
I
You missed it.
Did she say they
She
She
mentioned.
dropped C Murder mixing her song.
Yeah.
And then had her homeboy come up with this free C Murder shirt on.
And then she kind of like.
But I
talked
don't think
about
she's
a
just
guy.
using her platform for that because that's what her and Kim K are doing right now.
Where did this come from though?
No, I don't see
He
it.
been in jail for a minute. She could have used.
No,
her platform
I'm not
for something
saying that she's not. I think she's trying to help out a nigga that she used to love very much, and she still
she's
loves him.
bored.
And then we've all just decided that
else. You still
because
love him
she's.
3 niggas ago? I mean,
You know,
But love is
you know
different
when it gets
though.
to that point in your life where it's like, I done ran through a few niggas, ain't none of this shit work, but I know that one.
yeah,
That one,
but
I feel
I
like
ain't
she going
down,
through that.
so maybe it's just I ain't down.
I feel like we are way too quick to say that celebrities are dating because they're fucking, and they're not even fucking. But
Yeah.
the second that you see a man and a woman celebrity attached to each other, like I remember
You right.
they found out Danny Lee was at the baby shit, and they started saying they were dating. They are fucking. These people are fucking. These celebrities are fucking. They are not in
Well, he fucking the
relationships.
shit out of her from that pen because he got her. She don't go. She
The
ready.
homies is wearing free C Murder
Free.
shirts.
She said, yeah, come on, here you go.
Are they
Okay.
wearing Free C Murder shirts on a regular day, or are they wearing
Probably
it because
not.
they're on Versus and they know that a bunch of people are about to tune into this shit and it's useful for the platform they're creating to free C Murder?
But at the same time, you're talking about a person who didn't want to do it to begin with. So if you're gonna bring that along with your set, please make it work. Like, don't for publicity only. You putting that on your name?
Why not? She's already put out her name.
But she never really
You had to
like.
see how she repped.
She never talked about directly like
Yeah.
what she was trying to do.
She even went to a picture.
If you're gonna use the platform, use it like you brought Kamala Harris on there, right? So that was an easy segue to say, we're using this platform. This is
I
what
just
I'm doing
don't
for
know
C
why
Murder.
y'all are assuming that they're dating because she used to love that man. We don't know nothing about the situation because he wore some t-shirt. Like, we be jumping. I just want us to all acknowledge that we jump
I would agree.
to conclusions.
I
Like,
would agree.
oh, my people are on television wearing free C Murder t-shirts. They're not at the motherfucking fucking West End, nigga.
Yeah.
They're on TV right now.
That's 100. That's 100.
And you talking about they had it weren't on the screen until
I thought that she brought them on there.
Yeah, but it was very impromptu. I don't think that was
She
playing.
mixed in the Fuck Them Other Niggas song with one of her songs. And then when it calmed down, she shouted him out, told the nigga, come on, yeah, free C murder. And then she went into like a little moment where she kind of like
talked about like,
yeah, like
she has a thing with a guy. And I was just
basically like she kind of like slumped down in the chair like, oh.
That shit took away from the battle to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't coming here for all that.
Yeah.
But since we talk about relationships and shit, man, ex relationships and all that.
Let's do it.
Joe Budden versus Tahiry.
Tahiry is I don't like her. I have never liked Tahiry, dog.
You Pete, what's been going on?
I don't know what y'all talking about.
So Tahiry came out recently on Hollywood.
Why you didn't watch it? I said for the pod.
Man, niggas send me so much shit, man. But
Jason just ignores us.
Just tell me what happened. Y'all just tell me what
Jason says
happened.
fuck us.
We gotta explain it for the viewers. What happened?
So Tahiry came out and she pretty much said and insinuated that Joe Budden used to beat the shit out of her, and he caused her to have a broken nose along with a broken rib.
I thought that was known though from Love and Hip Hop. I thought she had already kind of sprinkled on the fact that he was abusive.
She may have. Joe Budden has also had
abusive.
Yeah, I thought she had kind of said that when they were on Love and Hip Hop New York
before. Mm-hmm. They have. Joe Budden has had a reputation for a long time for being.
Because the other girl, what's the last name?
Kayla?
Yeah.
Kaylin.
Oh, she said something too?
It was on the show. And I think she might have said something like, oh, he was abusive. She didn't say he hit me, but he was abusive.
Yeah, people have said that about him. And he's, on his own podcast, has said he's had charges against him, that a lot of them have been dropped, some of them have been lies. And I don't know, when it's Tahiry one, like, y'all know me, like, I'm a feminist. I don't like to even say that, but y'all know how I feel about, like, women and shit. Mm-hmm. But I don't like that bitch Tahiry. Before she ever said this, I've never felt her vibe. It always seemed fake, contrived as fuck, yeah. Mm-hmm. So when she came out with that shit about Joe, my very, very, very first thought was, bitch, we just seen you on camera 3 weeks ago beaming lemons at a nigga.
Because when I saw the clip, all I saw was him choke her. But then
another one came out.
I was like, now why?
She was like, beaming that shit at that nigga head.
Like she ready for the play for the break.
And granted, that does not give him a right, because she said, I won't say sorry, and then he knocked the shit out of her. He's not right for doing that. But immediately when she said this shit, that's what came to my mind. Like, I am not even gonna dispute whether or not Joe Budden slapped the shit out of her, hit her. I don't argue that. But bitch, what did you do? Because not a part of me believes that you wasn't hitting this nigga too. Okay. And I think that there needs to be a discussion about fighting in relationships, not abuse.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But there are people who beat each other's asses. Like, it's not just a nigga beating her ass. It's like they be duking, they be fighting, and maybe one day the shit might get taken too far, but their habits have been square up, nigga. I'm gonna knock your ass out.
And she just seemed real hurt to me, like always on the defense about stuff with everybody, even with like friends and stuff. I mean, again, it's a TV show, so I don't really know her like that, but she just seems on the defense.
But Joe came back out. He released his own audio talking about the shit, and he was like, first of all, I didn't break her nose, and he released a video of her and him together with some other people. She was explaining what happened, that a nigga that she was fighting with broke her nose. And again,
and she tried to blame it on Joe,
just in that particular situation, like just for this promo. And I heard that she's trying to start a podcast. So basically, she's trying to create promo.
Sense now.
Yeah.
And Joe, and let's be clear, Joe is in negotiations with his Spotify deal. Whether or not that Tahiry's statement has anything to do with that, I do think it's worth mentioning though. I do think it's worth mentioning. And Joe even said, like, bro, you was a clout chasing ass female, so listen to both parties speak. It seemed like both had a hand in the toxic environment.
No, Joe said we used to beat each other's ass, and when he said that, I was like, "Yep, that's what it is."
I saw you. You was even here. You was like, I knew this was it.
And because me and Marissa had been talking about it, and I was like, "Bro, it's fair to say that they probably beat each other up, like, and that does not make it right." Yeah. But I know if I were to ever have a son, like I have always said, if I have a son, he will not get his ass beat by a woman. Like that is not to say that he will beat a woman, but you will get her off you. Yeah. Get her ass off you, because don't nobody. You being a woman does not give you permission to beat up somebody. Yeah. Like, that shit hurts. Like, it doesn't matter that he's a man. You deck that nigga in the face enough times, that shit'll hurt. And people have emotional responses no matter what. So they might
people
be
human beings at the end.
They might be wrong, but you're not right.
Yeah. Jay, given that, like, what you think, man? Like, because in my opinion, Tahiry said that, and it's like, okay, Joe, so did you do the shit?
I mean, just based on what I'm hearing from y'all, it sounds like she's playing victim. You know, and she's kind of absolving herself of any responsibility.
Yeah, and I feel like if it's gonna be mentioned, like, bro, tell
a little bit further than that, even, because if she lied about that nigga breaking her nose and someone else did that shit,
she insinuated that Joe broke her nose when in fact it was her own actions, and let her tell it was because Joe was in beef with niggas.
Yeah, alright.
You feel me? Like, I didn't tell you to go out here and fight this man.
Yeah,
I ain't even fought this man, so I ain't tell you to go fight this man. But yeah, it's a sad situation, and like Fife was saying, like, I don't think none of us here on this camera condone violence against women at all. It's no tolerance.
Exactly, violence.
If I can put my hands on a man, it's over with. We're not friends. We're not cool. We're not gonna date anymore.
I'm trying to have Fight Club next week. I love fighting.
I'll fight for money.
Yeah, I condone violence, but I don't do violence against women.
I think fighting is a good way.
I'm saying violence. Like, if I put my hands on
domestic violence. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
No, I don't.
Now, if it's in the streets, that's a whole different story.
So my thing is, I hold men to a higher standard in that I'm not gonna put it past a woman to let her emotions get the best of her and lash out and swing at it. I done seen it done to me. Like, I ain't did that too.
There we go.
But this is the double standard.
And I'm a rock on that.
Men have the capability to control the situation. Whether or not that's right or not, you have the potential to physically control the situation. You know what I'm saying? And that is what you should do. If you're getting your ass beat, like I said,
fight before you fight. That's what I feel.
Yeah. Or control it. Like, don't hurt her. You know what I'm saying? But just stop her.
I didn't get him up before, but I probably deserved it.
Yeah, I done had to hit my motherfucker up before. Like, motherfucker done hit me in my face and shit. Like,
I hit somebody up once and made them punch me, and I won't hit nobody up again.
Listen, like I said, as a man, fight before you fight. But at the same time, people are human beings at the end of the day. Joe kicked it like she used to wail on his ass often. So.
And that, I just don't like that, because we talk so much about like sexual assault and things like that, and people being like fake victims, and this is not sexual, but domestic violence is the same type of way. These men, the same line. And these men, their livelihood is put at risk, like, and nobody deserves that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that shit is right. And there are so many people who are actually experiencing this shit who are not putting their hands on people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just living their life, and that nigga had a bad day at work, so you know what I'm saying? But if I punch you, and I don't do that, I have a strong thing against hitting men, because if I hit you,
it's over.
I would expect you to hit me back. You gonna knock my ass out. I will stab you, but I'm not gonna hit you. You know what I'm saying?
I don't play fair when it comes to that.
And I'm a dyke, so I know they be looking at me my ass. Like, I ain't about 60.
I know they be like, I'm gonna have to knock her down, and I don't play fair.
And her bitch bad, fuck her up.
Y'all folks hell. And even still, let's be clear. Just because a woman might be physically bigger than you, that don't give you no excuse. She's still a woman, my nigga, so get your shit together. But that's a whole nother, you know what I mean? A whole nother topic. But shit, let's we're gonna pause for a second. Let's talk about sex.
No, we're not there yet.
We're not. I mean, it's. I think it's tied in together, man. Like, why y'all niggas so bothered by city girls, mulatto, Meg, them getting they sexy on and they raps, but we love Lil' Kim album cover, the infamous album cover. We love her music. Like,
we do, but it would be interesting to have a conversation with the fathers then to see what they were saying. Yeah. But most of them weren't there. Some of them, but a lot weren't. Mine wasn't, so maybe, you know.
Yeah, all for various reasons.
But I Lil' Kim got backlash. It wasn't just she was just celebrating with no.
For sure.
The problem is not. To me, the problem is not women. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, that problem is a double standard. You know what I'm saying? And It's not even to say necessarily that I believe that women should be rapping about sex. I just don't know that men should either. Like, I don't understand why we apply one standard to this group. Like I've said on a lot of occasions, like when it has nothing to do with gender. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do boys get to wear their nipples out?
Right. No, I mean it's
just nipples.
Nah, seriously.
I agree.
I have questions about what it does to condition people for like rape culture. You know what I'm saying? Like you make women's breasts this thing that's such a big deal.
Literally all they're there to do, to my knowledge, is feed babies.
Yeah. Other than that, it's just some nipples and some skin.
You know what I'm saying?
We're sexualized. That's all it is. And men don't have self-control, generally speaking.
So you think that's why?
You think it's self-control?
That's why they project their issues on women and female rappers.
And it's usually women that they can never get in real life that they're upset about.
And that's where that nigga, whose name I can't think of right now, but I really wish that I could. And I don't want to call his homeboy because I fuck with him. But is his name Stefan? It's Stefan.
Oh,
Stefan. Yeah. I'm gonna say Stefan. Yeah. Stefan is the nigga who said all that shit about mulatto, and he's made other.
He had a think piece on mulatto.
You sent me the screenshot.
Okay, it was. We ain't recorded in a while, my nigga. We ain't recorded in a while.
Yes, only Rob is friends with him. Like
I'm not friends with him
on Facebook, but I'm not associated with him or nothing. Like I would not say this nigga friends. But they'll put you on some shit. But he has said on multiple occasions, like, what is happening to our women?
Oh, okay.
This music will be the demise of them. What are we gonna do? And like I'm just like, bro,
raise your fucking daughters. That's what
here's the problem. I know for a fact that you've tried to get the bitches who like and live by this music. That is all.
I can't understand it, because you want us to be sexy, you want us to like embrace our sexuality, and you want us to do all the stuff they're talking about in the song. Let's start there. You want us to do all that in the bedroom.
Facts. Oh,
we can't talk about it.
I do.
We can't talk about it.
And I want to talk
niggas
about it.
Really
talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
I don't know what's wrong with these
niggas. That was their first time going to the club and tying up together. Fuck you mean that's your first time? Like. The fuck? But you mad at these bitches and you don't even like your life.
Man, I think a lot of it is insecurity and jealousy. Like niggas know they can't have these women that's talking about doing these things that they in their heart will find pleasurable.
I think a lot of it's homosexuality.
Could be that too.
Repressed homosexuality to where like it wouldn't fucking matter what the woman was doing. You just don't like that shit. Like I see a lot of men like. I won't say this nigga name, but I've seen men just like shit on women at any given time of the year for something different. Like in the summertime, it's because you're not wearing enough, and you don't know how to dress because you're just not wearing enough clothes.
Nigga, don't wear
or
nothing.
Or in the wintertime, it's like, well, let's see who's not a whore, because now you guys have to. Like I see that shit all the time. So it's just like, do you just hate women?
I think they do. They have to.
Are you mad at women because you're expected to date them, but you really want to put your penis in a butt? Because that's the big vibes I get.
I see some of that. I'm not gonna lie, but
you don't have to be mad at women.
Yeah,
I mean,
mind the business that pay you. Like,
thank you.
But this also goes to say, like I was saying in another episode, like women really don't allow men to be bisexual. So at the same time, you can be a little bit mad at women, but
you're right.
I mean,
but you still gotta live in your
again. I'm expecting them to like, bro, just be a man and let them do what they do. Like it don't concern you. It don't bother nothing you got going on.
So many men aren't men. I've been seeing a lot of people tweeting for whatever reason this week that like men gossip more than women for whatever reason.
For sure they do.
Yes, but this week I've seen that tweet on my fucking timeline like more than 7 times, and I wonder just like what happened that everybody's feeling like this again.
Niggas stay saying goofy shit on the timeline, doing shit that one would expect of a woman, but not necessarily expect of a man.
I know that everybody's seen Tiana get into it with that nigga on Twitter, and one thing that I just want all y'all to know, y'all are funny as fuck. My phone died. And when I turned my phone back on, nigga, I had 27 messages. And I never have 27 messages. So I'm like, what the fuck? And it's all from 3 people. And it's 3 people sending me me screenshots about that shit. I'm like, man, but shout out to y'all because I might have missed it. Like, who knows what would have happened? But so Tiana got into it with some nigga and his bitch or whatever on Twitter, but I just noticed a lot of men replying to it. Like, that's what stood out to me. A lot of men were like, oh shit, like saying little slick shit. And I'm just like, y'all being very messy. Like, you expect women to do that shit, but y'all grown ass men, like.
It'll be what? I don't know. We can't relate. You feel me?
That's why I'm over here quiet.
I see it too. We see it too, but it's like,
why do you care?
This is the best example because I don't know this nigga Tyrone, but him and his homeboys were very responsive to that shit, and I don't have the biggest amount of respect for that. Like, whatever y'all issue is with her, that's you, your girlfriend, and really her homegirl's issue. It is not no man's issue. It's not no man's issue.
It really ain't.
Even if it's on Twitter, maybe that's why people feel like
people feel like because you tweet, they feel obligated to respond and be a part of it.
And I agree with that, but why is it that men only felt respond to get in the middle of a man and women arguing? Like, that's weird to me. It was a very catty argument. And actually it was between two girls. Ty said something at the very end, but it was an argument between two women for a very long time.
Right.
So what about that is inviting to it? Like, I get Twitter, I get people chiming in, but I just feel like the way that men hold themselves publicly, like the things that they say about them, the things that they say, the way they carry themselves, every time I get an opportunity to see y'all do that shit, y'all do some other shit, like be the fuck into women business.
Right. Nah, and it's crazy, man. Like,
y'all watch Gossip Girl?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I seen a tweet that said, "Dan being Gossip Girl is a perfect example of how men being women's business unprovoked."
I ain't saying that shit. Yeah, that happens though. That happens though. Like, motherfuckers do be offering opinions on shit.
Y'all ever hear me do some goofy shit like that? Hey, correct me. Pull me to the side. Say something.
Yeah.
I don't think I will.
We gonna do that. Yeah.
I don't think
you don't give me. I don't know you, but you don't give me that vibe at all.
Nah, but
that shit just sounds.
Well, I've known you
for
10 years now, 10 plus, and you've never done it. So
yeah, I probably stuck my nose in some shit a time or two, but even like, bro, do y'all thing. I'm not dating you, so it ain't none of my goddamn business anyway. Now, me and you together, and I got an opinion on something, I might express it, but
not on Twitter.
Not on Twitter, and then don't change who the hell you are. Be who the hell you are. It just might not work for us being who we are together.
Yeah,
but be who you are, love.
I'm not a big man person, but I really like my men to be men. Like, that's the only way I can really tolerate.
I feel it.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
But
like they can get off Twitter and go watch the game or something.
Because it's okay to be manly, but don't be toxic.
I want you to be who you say you are. And with men, I find that there's a huge differential between who they say they are and who they actually are. Like, a lot of niggas like, I want to leave my household, I want my wife to leave, but then in reality they don't really do shit. Like, so, you know, niggas just be talking. Like, whatever you stand for, me saying I want you to be a man don't mean I want you to go to the gym every day and do 150 push-ups. I'm saying, like, whatever you say you are, stand behind that shit. That's a man to me. Women are known to waver a little bit. Like, men, if you say you're this person, be that just person. Be that person. I don't give a fuck. You can be an artist.
We want them to be.
Not me.
That's what men do. They're just like, no, be yourself.
That's facts.
Be a man.
That's facts, man. Let these women, you know what I mean, embrace their sexuality. Because if you just mad because you can't get them, I understand, man. Seek help. Like, I know it's not the best feeling to not be wanted. You know what I'm saying? But don't project your insecurities and shit out on them.
Some of these niggas don't have a fucking chance. It could be 1,000,001. I know one nigga, so many, but you know, and he just don't have a chance.
Men be awkward though sometimes. They don't know how to socialize and like, because when I look at some of the stuff,
confidence in personality.
Yeah,
or have too much.
What about the big nigga that said?
Some niggas that have too much.
Big nigga was like, I wouldn't approach you at the gas station because you don't look inviting.
Nigga,
what? Niggas be goofy.
Why would you say that to anyone?
He randomly tweeted it to her like.
I'm just saying, I'm a big nigga, so I feel like, you know, you would feel away. First of all,
see, that's insecurity. That's all him.
No, you trying to hit on me. You want me to know you a big nigga, so you think that's okay.
You're trying to hit on me without like hitting on me.
I wouldn't approach you because I feel like, you know, you would catch your attitude.
Okay. Thank you for your feedback, nigga. Nobody asked you.
Man,
thank you for letting
no
me
social skills. Like, that's a mess. When I look at the stuff in my DMs, I be like, you couldn't have thought that was gonna work. So I'm gonna just leave that on red and I'm gonna just keep it moving.
I know niggas that just walk around like oh yeah, I know such and such. Like, all right, bro. Don't nobody give a fuck. No, we all live in Atlanta. Everybody knows somebody. Everybody knows somebody. Like, come on.
But it's crazy because niggas bring that same corniness and goddamn and insecurities and shit to the bedroom and into intimacy and shit, bro. Like that's what, you know what I mean. Here we are today. We gonna talk about some sex. You know what I mean. Like we gonna talk about different issues and different topics pertaining to sex. And like one of the major topics I hear from like women in general, like friends, sisters and shit. Like niggas be coming in here with this big bravado and macho mindset, like they just handling business. And the reality of it is business ain't been handled, man.
Listen, the problem is men
get into it, baby Draco. I know you've been waiting on this. Go ahead and get into it.
Men, one, they're afraid to talk about sex.
They're
afraid to talk about
men are afraid to talk about sex to women.
Okay. Y'all may talk about on Twitter with your homeboys, but like really talk about sex. So that's one of my red flags. Like if I'm talking to a guy and I'm just like saying, "What do you like?" and he gets uncomfortable, I'm like, okay, yeah, this may not work. Yeah, this may not work.
All the dogs.
Because I really like sex and I'm gonna openly talk about what I like, what you like. I'm gonna try to figure those things out.
And that's
Stop listening to your homeboys because your homeboy probably ain't got it.
Let's get into it.
Your homeboy ain't got it.
And this goes into
he can't tell you
not listening to women. Exactly. She's giving you the game. I'm telling you what I want.
I'm telling you what I want. Don't listen to a buddy on Twitter. Don't listen to somebody on Instagram. Don't listen to your homeboy because you don't know what he's doing or what he's not doing in the bedroom. He probably ain't got it.
Hey, so Jay.
Damn, just call me out.
Call you out. What's up? I mean, you
what's up?
You the only man in the room, my guy.
The only man?
Only other?
Only other?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Outside myself, but I think you can agree that growing up and just in our circles today, like the conversations about sex, it's never really about like I think niggas like if me and you have a little conversation about sex, we could talk about our different experiences as far as pleasing women we've been with and what's and so forth.
I have sex with women too.
Of course, you do have sex with women. You know what I mean? I was just thinking.
I'm sure
you don't sit around talking about niggas.
But it's still with you growing up being a woman, like you're taught to please. Women.
No, yeah, I'm way better at sex than men are. Y'all go ahead.
So, shout out Shannon. Shout out my dog. I am Shannon Ali. She from Philly. She posted. Men convince women that women aren't supposed to have an orgasm every time. Yeah, every time we have sex with men, they nut. Stop having sex with men whose main focus isn't to sexually please you.
And that is true, and women know this, right? Mm-hmm. But I still feel like there's a disconnect amongst men. Like you could scream that shit to the moon, but if the majority of men still aren't trying, then a bitch still gonna settle on a nigga who don't know how to fuck. Like,
I'm sorry, I can't.
That's a deal breaker for you, baby Draco.
I can't. I think I might be getting ahead of the schedule, but like,
no, it's not scheduled. You do what you want.
I can't have sex with a man or even like a man. The sex not good if I'm not pleased. Like the emotions never gonna come for me. So this is what I require when we're having sex. If it's not being met, let's talk about it. We're gonna revisit it. And
so hypothetically, if you, and this is from our bridge too, if you like a guy and say that you really like him, he has like all the great personality pieces, but y'all get to the business and it's awful.
I fucked early, so I'm not even gonna like him that much. I fucked early. I'm sorry. I don't know if we
100. If you hungry now, why fucking wait?
Yeah, I'm not gonna wait because that whole 90-day rule thing is a scam.
If you feeling it, let's
right. If I feel like
I'm 25 days.
25 days is reasonable. Okay. I'm probably not gonna do that before the end because you got to date me first. But
I'm gonna die me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm not just gonna give it up. But
say it's happening and you really really like him.
We gonna have to have a conversation. Like, look, this is not working. That's happened to me before. Like, this is not working. The size is there. You kind of got a little knowledge of what you're supposed to do, but like, this is what you need to do to please me. And so we worked at it, and it still ended up not working. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna be like making sure you lit every time you come, and then I'm not satisfied. So this is not gonna work for me.
I feel you. Shout out to you for that. So how did said person receive that conversation?
Ego was I could tell.
Did he lash out?
He didn't lash out. I could tell his confidence was shot. Like he kind of was just like, yeah, I ain't never had nobody tell me this.
And that's probably just because ain't nobody being honest with him.
Right, but like I'm not.
Why people not feeling comfortable being honest though?
I think women
ain't supposed to be able to have sex and enjoy it in general. Period. That's kind of been taught to them.
I'm trying to think of a time before 2019, 2018, where women were really allowed to talk about sex openly.
Not really.
I mean, like with your partner.
But it's not a partner. It's somebody you fucking with right now.
Yeah.
You know
well, that's what I mean.
And also, like, why would I spend time investing in this person when I can find somebody, or I may have someone in the bag that's going to get me right?
Especially when you in that stage and you talking to multiple people, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't do that to somebody that I've been dating for a while. I wouldn't do that. But if but you're not dating, you know what I'm saying? I'm dating around. Like, I'm trying to see what I like.
So it's really like, what's the point of investing all that then?
Why keep going?
And
just find what you want else.
So that conversation is only necessarily if you potentially see this person as
if I don't see it going anywhere, I'm not having that conversation with you.
You just ain't gonna fuck with that person.
I'm not, because you always got a hot joker. I don't care what any woman says. We always got a hot joker, guaranteed. I can go to him.
What you call it?
A guaranteed hot joker.
Say less, bet.
So whenever I know I need to get my rocks off, you get it.
Get your
it's
rocks
lit.
off.
Yeah, I don't have to do much thinking. 15 minutes we in and out.
Where you at though?
Yeah, where you at? I'm leaving brunch. What's up?
No, not the mimosa box.
Yes.
Mimosas in. You know what's up.
Listen. Well, you might hit them up like, look, I'm finna be here at this time. I'm gonna be a little late.
No, man, I don't like the way the acidity hit. Nabria say
that's gotta drink your water too, man, to balance that shit out, bro.
No, because if you got acid reflux, it'd be rough.
It's aggressive, but same question. Like, if you really like somebody but sexually the experience is very negative, how you handle that?
I cut him off.
How you handle it?
Cut him off? You don't talk to him?
How you handle it, Nabria?
You not gonna talk to him?
Well, okay, I had one specific situation.
Oh, don't get too specific.
Since you want to egg me, a particular situation where, on paper, the nigga was magnificent. I'll probably be married by now if I'd have stuck this shit out. But that sexual chemistry was not fucking there. When I tell you, like, the first time, I was like, alright. Second time, alright. That third time, I can't fuck with you. Because, like, at this point, I'm only fucking you because I fuck with you, we vibe, you cool, you're a great man.
Can we agree it's a learning curve when you in those situations? Like, when you first having sex with a person?
I would say when you trying to learn the person, it's a learning curve.
Everybody like different shit.
But there's basics. There's basics that niggas gotta have.
If your basics is trash, you ain't never gonna learn it.
Yeah.
If you ain't got the fundamentals,
So basically, you at least gotta be at the okay level, but here's what you need to do to take it to.
See, men are so, lack of better word, y'all are easy to please.
Simple.
You know what I mean?
I was thinking
It's not a lot of variation.
Hey, let the record show that we do have women in agreement that men are fairly simple beings.
But not only y'all simple, the way that y'all come is the same way that y'all come. Like, I don't know much about men, but I'm guessing if a woman sucks both of y'all dick the same way, that y'all are gonna come. But if you eat both of their pussies the same way, that is not the same way that are gonna come from that.
It's the way you talk to me. It's the way you, like, it's so much that goes into it when we're talking about sex. Like, I don't give a fuck what size you are. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like, it's more to it if we talking about long term.
You gotta do that shit for the rest of your life.
And hey, sex is important. I don't give a fuck with nobody.
Let's talk about it. Sex is important.
It's very.
How important is sex when considering getting in a relationship with someone, and as far as relationship maintenance?
Top 5.
Top 2.
Top 2, and it ain't 2. It might be 2.
It's 2.
It's up there.
I would say probably 3.
What's the other 2 for you?
Finances.
That's 1?
Not 1. Finances.
Good job.
And then 1 would be character, because that goes into, like, can you be a good father? Can you be a good partner? Can you be a good employee?
100. Finances is 100 for me. Only because when we're talking about character, when I'm looking into character, I need ambition. If you got ambition, we're gonna get the finances. So that's never number 1 for me.
But
and I'm someone, I know how to get my own as well. So I don't need you to come completely secure. We can work on that. We can work on the sex. If you ain't got it from the basics, I can't teach you everything.
You can or you won't.
I can't. I ain't got the patience. But I'm one of those women. I can't do that, and I can't do insecure. Like, I don't have that kind of personality. I'm nurturing.
I'm not finna coddle you.
Yeah, my nigga, come on, like, get with it. Like,
you knew what it was when you signed up.
You knew what it was when you signed up, because I don't need to be coddled. I'm not that kind of woman. So it's like I'm gonna take care of you, but nigga, no, I'm not gonna. Hey, the clit is there. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
Did y'all see the picture? Did y'all see the picture of the woman telling the man answered where the clip was wrong?
No.
He was like, and I was like, niggas don't even know the anatomy.
Mulatto said in her song, she said, and if you don't know what to do with it, just spell your name. Like, my nigga, if you really don't know what to do, spell your name. Like, figure it out. I gotta teach you everything.
I feel like if a nigga really
I gotta listen to Mulatto album. She clearly talking what I want to hear about. Jay, how important is sex to you in a relationship, my nigga? And like, as far as relationship maintenance, like,
I would say it's top 5 for sure.
Top 5,
you know. But I don't expect nobody to be perfect in any aspect of the other items in my top 5. So I mean, it's no different for that. But I also feel like, you know, you can coach people up. You know what I'm saying, and get what you want out of it.
Yeah.
Do men really coach women up?
Yes.
Yeah, you can if you have to.
Coach a woman than it is to coach a man. Though.
I feel like women will probably be more willing to learn. Cause I'll be honest.
Women definitely more willing to learn. Cause
I'll be like, okay, tell me how I'm doing this.
I feel like y'all will set y'all ego to the side quicker than we
for
will.
Sure.
And that's even with talking with just listening to niggas talk, bro. Like,
you think we set our ego aside?
Who? What?
For the right nigga. It ain't too much y'all won't do.
But it ain't even ego at that point.
Yeah, the ego is out the door. There's no ego.
I'm saying, I'm coming to this. Y'all try that off.
Because when you say setting it to the side, that means it's present at one point. But when it comes to sex, I'm putting it to the side because I care about you. No, when you the right nigga across the board, it's no ego.
True. So I
met a right nigga across the board.
I ain't never had all my boxes checked off the jump, but I have gotten to that point. So where I'm like, you know what, I can work with you. But the nigga knew how to fuck.
So what happened?
Niggas be lying. They be cheating.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
unrelated shit.
Yeah. Like
not related to that.
Yeah.
I met a nigga who checked on my boxes and I actually fucked it up.
What'd you do?
I was just younger and I wasn't prepared for what he had to offer. Like, he was there. Career, money, good family. He was a great father.
If he call you right now today.
If he come right now, I'm out the game.
And then when you're young, you might not even see what came across.
I'm out the game.
You might not realize how great it was.
I didn't realize how I was older.
Until you got older, you had more experience to see like what else is out there. And like,
you know what I ain't out here.
But see, you referring to, but that shit still don't apply in my situation. I don't know about you.
He was up front. Like, we had great conversations. Like, it was just, my mama liked him. I wasn't.
My mama asked about you. My partners did too.
My mama still be like, what happened with him?
Do I know him?
Girl, no, you don't know him.
Damn.
He was older and he was a father, and I wasn't prepared to be a stepmother. Because I feel like when you are with the man and you ready to be with him, you have to accept all of him.
Yeah,
I wasn't ready for it.
For sure.
That's 100. Appreciate it. That's 100.
Myself is
yeah.
That's 100.
I'm not going to trip.
I'm out here late to the day party. I am not going to the basketball game.
Have you ever had sex with a nigga and then like after y'all was having sex, you wondered if he was gay?
No, but I've had a homegirl.
Is that like a thing? That's not really happening?
But honestly, I ask niggas before we fuck, like, have you ever had sex with a man? Have you thought about it? Like, that's a conversation for me because
I need a break.
Nigga ever say yes?
No. I feel like they gonna lie anyway.
I need a breakdown only because I do believe in maturity when it comes to sex.
I believe in that too, and I don't think that like
so
every in the butt, I don't think that's petty.
Yes, I'm saying.
No,
you wanna get your ass ate, my nigga? That's cool.
Good for you. You find a bitch that do that shit. Kudos to both of y'all.
Yeah, but like younger me would be like, yeah, that nigga was gay. He asked me to do some shit I would never do. But at the same time, it's like, but is it gay or is it just something I'm not with?
So I'm gonna give an example of a nigga that I know personally, and I'm gonna ask y'all what y'all think about it. We went to high school with him. So we went to high school with him. You know who he is. And he never had a problem getting bitches. Like he's a handsome guy. He's a tall guy, nice hair. I had one homegirl who told me she had a threesome with him, right? And she herself is bi, so she had a chick that she brought to the table.
I'm talking. What is his nice hair? Play basketball?
That's where I was going. I feel like I know who you're talking about. But okay.
She brought a chick. For them to fuck. She wanted her girl to fuck him. And so when they fucked, she was like, Fife. I was so embarrassed. Like,
if it's who I think you're talking about, I know because I heard a similar story and ain't no shit. And it was.
She said Fife. I was so embarrassed. Like he really embarrassed me.
Oh no.
And this isn't like.
Was he too excited?
I'll tell y'all more of the story later.
Okay.
So that's one particular example. And then he moved forward and started dating one of Marissa's homegirls. How did she meet him? Don't know. But they were together for like 6 or 7 months. And they had sex twice.
Oh no! Why she
How
stay
did
that
they
long?
get in 2 months?
Why she stay that long?
What was the first and second? Like, what was the time frame between?
He got some demons going on.
She's
with himself.
stupid.
Come on,
I'm sorry.
guys. Come on.
So that's about 210 days.
I'm concerned.
Everybody calm down. So the friend had been basically looking for a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Like looking for a nice guy to fit her.
Y'all don't
life.
like women. Don't like nice guys though.
Nice guys have
Well,
sex.
just
Yeah.
wait, guys.
My bad.
Gosh, she been looking for a nice guy, a tall guy with a good job, and her prior experience was not great with that. So she found this guy that checked literally all the boxes. You know what I'm saying? They had except sex. But I mean that was eventually the reason why they broke up.
Yeah, 6 months later.
How they last that long?
How you
Good for her.
Cheating nigga, like everybody stop making me say shit like that. Like this is a long ass time ago. Like y'all know people be fucking up, bro. Like come on. Damn.
My bad, Peter.
Two times.
This is not Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, she was cheating a lot. I would have been.
But we didn't know that at the time, so I was
would've
gonna say, but she knew. Like, yeah, that's their business.
So they broke up because she was cheating.
No, they broke up because she was done. She was cheating.
She got tired of cheating.
So
what was his answer?
Oh, it was so long ago. I really don't remember. But I do know that she tried to have dialogue with him about it. Like, we're not having sex enough. I want to have sex
You're not
more.
having sex at all.
Yes, that's true.
Twice in 6 seconds.
Maybe he was having sex with somebody else. Another man. Okay.
No. There's another person in this example. There's another girl. But for whatever reason, it's not coming to me.
I know a situation like that.
But-
Basketball player. And he got caught on porn.
You,
Ooh, I know what you're talking about.
y'all not gonna say who it is?
No.
Can you whisper it to me?
I'll tell
And
you.
we-
He went to talk
Mind my business.
Yeah, we ain't doing no dry snitching. Damn, bro.
Oh my
with
I got that.
a trans woman. And it was like, and
I'm talking about
she still got a penis.
rooster neck. Yeah, he was on it. Like,
Yeah, so
And I'm sorry. When I watched it, I was like,
I watched it 3 times.
oh, and
It was a sex tape?
I got a homegirl that
Yeah.
fuck him.
But he
he's
went out.
engaged. He's engaged.
He's engaged right now?
Yes.
I mean, granted, some women be into that.
Yeah,
But-
I don't know. But I don't think that. I heard it was for money. I heard he was going through a hard time, and
I
it was
heard
for
that
money.
too. I don't care.
I don't either because there's so many. You can sell drugs. Like, well, I guess that's legal. Sex is legal, but
I'll sell a
He
bitch.
didn't look like
I'll sell a bitch a brick of fentanyl.
He didn't look like he didn't want to be there.
he didn't. He looked like he enjoyed it to me. I was just amazed at like,
Y'all put the camera on.
yeah, lighting, great lighting.
I'm talking about it was a setup.
Yeah, it was a
You couldn't find
production.
no other option. Like
It wasn't
you had
no
to do
camera
that.
phone. It was
But
production.
whoever he married, freaky as fuck.
Yeah. Now there are women that are into it because I got a homegirl that say she pegs her dude, and I was like, yeah.
So
no,
she bought a strap on.
to
That's
peg
the thing.
him. And
No, I just want to make sure the audience knows what that means.
I am not doing that.
They sucking off. That's
Yeah,
the
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but that goes to talk about, man, like,
Now that I think
I have a
is considered
question.
gay.
No, I have a question because I get hit on a disturbingly amount by men, right?
You're pretty though. That's
I get it, but let me ask you a question because I was looking just like this. Would you know I was gay?
would I know you was gay?
Yeah.
I would assume.
Would you would assume it? Because I was like looking like this one day. A nigga hit on me. I'm like, bruh, leave me alone. He wouldn't leave me alone. And I was like, bruh, I'm clearly gay. He was like, well, how would I know that?
Yeah, you're being stupid.
I was like, all right, bruh. He's like, well, you can't make an assumption about how someone looks on the outside.
He's right. Because
And
some
he
people
is.
be real like it's about the person.
He's right, but leave me alone. Like I'm giving a certain type of vibe for.
I'm about to say you carry yourself a certain
You know what I'm
way.
saying? I'm caring.
Yeah.
So for me, is that gay? Like I do know that I'm a woman, right? But if a nigga is attracted to me because of my appearance,
What are you really attracted to?
what are you really into? You want me to peg you?
Oh.
I don't get it.
Now look, we got some homegirls we hoop with that was studied out and got
babies right now
and got the lineups.
You know that light skinned girl we went to high school with? Beth? I think her name was Beth. What's her name was Beth?
Yeah, we saying names.
Goddamn, right?
We gotta think we played basketball. It was a lot of chicks that was like, I was like, oh.
You don't have to edit nothing I say out because I don't give a fuck about these people.
Beth sounds familiar.
Beth, she was light skinned. She was a year ahead of us. She was a dyke though. Like as soon as she graduated, she had a baby.
Familiar.
She lived in the same neighborhood as Janeth. That kids played together.
Okay, I have a question. When we're talking about a dyke, is it like when you guys claim that title? Is it like you just say no more dick? Like is that what that means?
In my opinion, I'm the type of person who is not a huge label person.
Okay,
and I think that's a lot of what's wrong with the LGBT because people will label themselves as something and then their actions will be different. So like I've had a lot of homegirls who have called themselves lesbians that fuck off. Like they fuck off on niggas. You're not a lesbian and that's fine. Stop calling yourself that because bisexual. Because when people look at you, they're like lesbians don't exist now because you doing that shit. And bisexuals are looked at in a certain type of light also. So maybe if you were to just come to the forefront and say that this is what you are, there will be a different response to it. But I think a lot of people honestly term themselves too soon before they
I was
really.
Gonna say that because you can change at any time.
We all have I think a mutual person that works at Slutty Vegan that changed a lot. I don't want to say her name because I fuck with her,
but
I fuck with her too. She used to hoop and she was a big stud back then. I mean, she was very masculine, and I'm not trying to hate on her or nothing because she's feminine now and she's beautiful. Like she looks
really
great.
Is.
She looks great. She looks like she's living her best life. But I feel like too early she decided that she was a dyke. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking nothing away from who she is now, but I think when you're younger, you have this pressure on you to pick a certain lane. And that all comes from labels, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So then people don't really know who they are, people having babies, you know what I'm
I say fuck
saying?
them labels. Honestly, do what you want to do and ain't nobody's business. Like
I say that same thing too.
The only time it becomes another person's business is say if I'm dating someone and you fucking off and I don't know about your other activities, right? You need to let me know up front that's what you're doing so I can make the decision to be like, alright, I'm straight. But other than that, like that's why I asked, you gotta ask me early because niggas be definitely fucking in and don't be saying shit.
Listen, if I feel like I gotta ask you some shit like that, we don't need to be dating.
But you would be surprised.
Do what you do. I don't care what you do, but don't bring that shit over here.
I got a gay homeboy and a niggas he showed me, I'd be like, I would choose with a nigga like that. Niggas be married with kids, he be in the crib with looking at the family pictures. I'd be like, bruh.
I work with a few.
I be want to take him with me like, tell me if this nigga.
It got to the point, at one point when I used to live in Midtown, I would send him a picture like, hey, what you know about this one? He like, oh, you good? Like, it's really like that.
Yeah.
It is really like that.
Really
like the couple of gay homeboys that I've had, they be like, sis, I be fucking all these straight niggas. Like, I don't.
Straight.
And I don't think that people really put.
Straight there.
But
it's
a spectrum. I believe it's a spectrum.
I believe it's a spectrum also, and I believe that they're not able to be themselves. So it's a lot of different layers that go with that shit.
I believe men can be bisexual. My brother is bisexual. And I
believe anyone can be bisexual.
I didn't see him bring
most people are bisexual. Yeah. I have a belief that most people, I think that 75%
everyone just doesn't go off of that curiosity.
And that's what you want to do or don't do. But like I asked my homeboy one time, or my homegirl, if she was dating a nigga who said openly, I like niggas, but I will never do that shit. Like I will never fuck with a nigga, da 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 da. Like would you talk to him? Hypothetically.
Oh, would I talk to him? No, because you can't say you'll never do something.
I can't take that risk because I don't ever want to feel that type of heartache. Like I fall in love with you, I build a family with you, and you take that kind of turn on me. Like that's a lot for someone to take in emotionally.
I know someone who that happened to. She's
so
married.
It's like,
and he got HIV. And she had
it's a lot that comes with that. Like, give me if I raise,
it's a lot.
Yeah, like we have a little boy together. Like, give me the option to choose whether or not I want that around my child. Like, that's a lot to feed a child as well. Like, mommy and daddy was once mommy and daddy, but now mommy and daddy are mommy and then daddy and daddy. Like. That's a lot. I don't know if I want to take that kind of risk.
That's not a lot to feed a child, though.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's a lot.
A lot.
Not if you start early.
It's all in how you deliver it.
I think all about what they got. I think about like everything, like you know.
I think I understand what you're saying. If it's not handled properly,
because I've never seen a situation handled properly.
Right. You know, I can see what you're saying. If it's not handled.
Like I've had not a homegirl. I know someone who had like double back after work because she forgot something at the crib, and her dude and the linebacker, his teammate, and they did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that, and you gotta like slam the door real quick because your little boy right here. Like shit like that. That's a lot.
But here's the thing about that. I think that you see a lot more instances of that with people who are undercover, not men who are outwardly bisexual. So these people are hiding this shit inside, and when they get a chance to themselves, they explore who they really are. Versus a bisexual person who's acknowledging up front, this is who I am. Which maybe the example that I gave is not a bisexual person, but let's do a bisexual person who's being upfront about who they are. Because I know men who are like that also. Right. I know black men who are like that, who have tried to be open, and women like not give them a chance.
But also there are a lot of women that will. My brother brought some chicks home, and I'll be like, did you tell her? Yeah. He's like, I tell every woman I date that I date men too.
But I think
she either gonna be with it or not.
Like what people are willing to accept is what they're willing to accept, and I get it. Because you got people out here with stuff they can't get rid of. They got for the rest of their life. You got to tell people up front, and 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna fuck with you. Oh, you know the herpes situation. You got herpes. That person can choose whether or not they want to fuck with you, knowing you got herpes, and it's just something that person has to deal with.
You would fuck with him?
Huh?
You would fuck with him? If you loved him and he was like perfect and the sex was good?
That means you told me after the fact if I already love you.
Yeah, that's real.
And that's where it gets like, whoa, like, wow, you ain't
okay, so if you really like a nigga and y'all are fucking and he hasn't told you that he
nah, that's a terrible example because now I'm gonna have to kill you. Nah.
So here's my example, right?
I saw the video going on, like, nope.
I'm like, no, you didn't tell me, fucking.
Nope, you fucking? Oh yeah, no. Now you gotta die.
I have a lot of knowledge behind this because my mom and my godmom have been in the OBGYN field all my life. I know.
Oh, Dr. Jackie?
Yeah.
I got questions about her last season.
I used to work by her practice. I didn't even know it was over there.
Huh?
You know,
Dr. Jackie, I used to work by her practice.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch the show.
I got questions.
I don't fuck with that show.
Is it because of her?
I mean, you know, I support her or anything, but I don't really care for her.
I think it dims her light, but that's a totally different conversation.
But so I know there's ways to have intercourse with someone with the virus and not contact.
Because don't they have like
there's a steroid
on and off periods?
Some people don't even flare. So I mean, it's a conversation to be had, and you can work around it. You can be with someone who has it. Would I do it? Have I been presented with it? No. So I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm not someone who goes, "Ooh, you got herpes." Like nobody's ever gonna want you. I'm not that person. And I feel the same way about people that are bisexual. But me personally, as far as bisexual, I can't date a bisexual man. But that's just me. Yeah. Like that's just not something I'm into.
And that's fair. My whole thing is I'm not bisexual. I really don't concern myself.
Would you date a bisexual woman?
Of course.
Yeah.
Would you date a bisexual woman?
Yeah.
Would you date a bisexual man?
No, because I'm not bisexual, so I think that's an unfair expectation for me to.
Are you bisexual?
Date
Are you bisexual?
No.
But you know what the.
But if I were, then that would be unfair.
I know the differences that have been created, the narrative that has been created, and I don't agree with it.
I don't think
I don't either. I'm not a.
Especially with considering the fact that I do believe that most men are bisexual, and I do think a lot of them have honest relationships with women.
Right.
So I can't just condemn, and I see how so many bisexual men are just shut out by black women. Like, it breaks my heart for them that they would try to be honest and then be shut out by the demographic that they're trying to be honest to. It really breaks my heart, and it forces me to see that there is no right route to take if you want a certain type of life. If you think you want women, but you know you're attracted to men, but you want to be an honest person, but that shuts down every black woman you talk to. But most every black woman that he talks to. I'm not saying everyone that exists. I'm saying he's talked to 25 of them, and they've all shut him down. I'm not even flexing on that, and I'm talking about a nigga that's great, like perfect nigga. Like a bitch would be lucky, but because he said he's bisexual, they shut that shit down, and I think I think it's fucked up because I can't see any reason about it other than stigma.
So he wants to date a woman. Does that mean he's gonna double back in the relationship? Like
that's the part.
Because if you're saying you want to be with a woman, Like, what is the expectation in our relationship?
So I think at least at that point in time in his experience, he did not want to shut off the possibility of dating a woman.
And that's absolutely
he
fine.
was not. He was bisexual. He was not gay, and he was, I think, really just coming into his bi-ness, like starting to date men. But he didn't want to be. I'm not gay. I like women, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't want to not have the option to date women. Okay. Like he maybe, let's say he went through a year of just dating men and seeing what that life was like and wanted to experience life. Like granted, I know this nigga for a long time and he ain't never dated much of nobody. Okay. So it's not like he spent 20 years, 15 years dating women. He just kind of been single doing his shit. Yeah. He started dating women, then he was like...
Buddy from Boomerang. Do y'all watch that show? It's like a remake. It's a remake. It's based in Atlanta. It's on.
And
BT.
he married, right?
No, it's a young guy there in college, and he's bisexual, but he dates women, and like everyone knows. And he has like threesomes with like men and women.
And that's what I'm saying. It's truly like I know people that accept it. So
I don't think it's common though.
It's not.
It don't seem common, but I could see how I'm not putting it past
we would be hard pressed to find more than 5 examples of that woman.
I was gonna say that I know women that accept it, but I don't know how vocal they are about accepting it. I
got like 2 homegirls that was like, yeah, it's cool with me. As long as you don't cheat on me.
But it also goes into that point with me about being mature when it comes to sex, because like she said, if he wants to double back, or it's like, what if we get to a point where I actually don't satisfy you? Now my heart is broken because.
But is your heart broken because it was a man, or just because you got left? Because you was gonna get left probably.
My heart is still broken, but that's like damn, like.
But so why is it that the bisexuality is a fear to you and not just your heart being broken?
It's not a fear. It's just not something I'm attracted to. It's not a fear. It's just more so like.
So does it take away from his masculinity? Yes. Okay.
For me, yes. For me,
even if he's a top.
See, I don't even know. My brain don't even.
Sharp left turn.
Yeah, like I'm like a top. See, like my brain, like I know, but
I know. The first top, bottom verse.
I don't want to talk about it. That's why I said.
That shit is like a different.
Yeah. She said even if he's the top, that was funny.
And then it just goes into that part of me, like it's just certain things I'm not gonna do, and you know, I feel like people who explore both sides are very sexual beings.
Yeah, they gonna explore some stuff that I'm probably not going to.
People I know, they are very sexual. Shit they be doing, I'm like, oh my god.
Like if I'm with somebody that I love, like it's some stuff that I'm gonna try that I probably haven't done yet.
Me too.
But I do draw a line in some things, like the pegging thing. That's enough for me.
I don't think I ever want to peg my man.
But I got homegirls that's like, shit, my man wanna do it, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna be real with you, dog. I don't even like to play like that. Like,
and never
it's not your preference.
Me personally, in where I was raised, so I'm still learning this shit. But don't even ask me about no shit like that if I hadn't Like, don't no.
Feel free to skip this. But any of y'all had y'all asses ate?
As a man,
I know that y'all have.
That's regular, baby. She coming in.
We don't do that. I don't know. We gonna work.
It's not gonna work, little baby.
Hey, as a man, I'll say you can go to Gooch Town, but don't.
I think I've seen you tweet about this.
Draw the line right there. Draw the line right there.
I feel like that little spot. Ladies don't like.
And that's where it comes to the thing for me, the maturity. I don't think I would never not eat a man's ass. Like if I'm with my husband and we get into it might happen.
I really feel like that's the way you prevent cheating from happening though. Like a lot of women will say what they're not gonna do, what they're not into, but you have to acknowledge what your man is into.
But there's no way to prevent cheating. I'm sorry.
There's no way to prevent cheating, but one way to prevent cheating is by participating. Like try. One way to try. Like if you don't put the effort there.
Done some stuff and they still got cheated on.
That's true.
Yeah, so I mean that shit funny though. Like I tweeted some shit the other week. Like I remember growing up, like old niggas that raised me wasn't even really talking about niggas should eat coochie. Like niggas wasn't even trying to eat coochie. Niggas that raised me, but my curious ass, I'm listening to these R&B songs.
Imagine women growing up with like niggas that didn't eat pussy, bro. Like that is what so many moms dealt with.
Dudes used to get clowned if they talked about eating vagina.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
for sure. And so when you niggas went to talking about eating ass, this shit really got wild. You know what I'm saying? Because
it did.
Eating ass was elite, bro. I didn't hear about that shit till college.
It was.
It's rare that it doesn't get done. I'm sorry.
I don't share blunts no more. But that's not even because of that. I already knew everybody was eating ass. It's because of COVID. It's okay.
I feel you. I mean,
I mostly don't want to smoke with bitches that eat ass though, and that is a double standard. I know.
Because niggas don't be clean.
Niggas don't shave their ass, don't wax their ass.
I don't know the rules when it comes to
I wouldn't be mad if my man got wax.
I ain't never ate a man's ass.
I ain't never seen a man's
but I know
ass.
that niggas' ass be ate, and I know that men don't shave like that.
Yeah, they don't.
You know
I
what I'm
honestly
saying?
ain't never had a nigga that let me like really like spread his cheeks into his asshole. So like I don't.
But I mean,
that's what you're not
you
gonna
know how hair grows.
Like I don't even know.
That's what you're not.
You know we spread the cheeks when we get the wax.
Hey,
So niggas not doing that.
Facts.
So you know
It's
it's
in the
not
middle
that.
of having the hottest sex of your life. It's the best you ever had. And you really like this nigga, and you just nutted, and he's like, "All right, my turn."
Now who is he? Is he like
I don't know. He's 6'3" Adonis. You like him, and he fucked the shit up.
I like him about 6'6", but okay, child, I don't know.
But,
I have to be real drunk. Am I dating him? Like we been together a minute?
I don't know. You tell me. Say that you just finished having the sex of your life.
Baby Draco with the shits, possibly.
No, I am possibly with it. Yeah.
Say that you just finished having the sex of your life, but the man, basically the man of your dreams, you think. Y'all not like married, but he's 6'3", you really like him, he fucked shit out of you, just finished nutting. If he asked you to eat his ass right there.
I've actually been in that situation.
I might. It depends on the personnel, but I might.
It wasn't that.
I'm not gonna say no.
situation. I cut the lights on. Like, hey.
Yeah. Definitely don't have to see what's going on.
No, like, I was like, hey, I ain't really, buddy.
I
Like,
cut the lights on.
because he said it so many times, like I ignored you, like I'm trying, because I was giving him head, and he started raising his hips up, and I'm like,
Ooh, he didn't do that before.
and I'm gonna ignore it. And then he said it, and I'm like, said it again. He's like, hey, I'm like, hey, let's talk about this, because I'm not that person. Like, if you see I'm kind of blowing it off a few times, don't try to fuck with me.
Read the room.
You feel me? Like, let's keep.
You was gonna eat that ass whether you liked it or not. The way he raised
That's what happened to me. But not with a boy. Everybody calm down.
Don't say Nicole.
She raised her hips and her asshole was like right in front of her face. And that never, I feel like you was like, wait. That never happened. I've never done this before, like, but I knew what she came for. Like, I knew what she wanted.
You knew what she was here. I ain't gonna hold you.
This doesn't apply to anybody. This is every relationship I've ever been in.
I ain't gonna hold you. Like, as far as we talking eating ass, I'm a pleaser. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Come
like,
on, pleaser.
Okay, cool. Like, this what you like? Bet. I'm gonna do this, and then I'll worry about getting me after the fact. But 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna get me from getting you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But as far as the eat ass, I think I might have accidentally swiped that bit while I was eating the box, and I'm like,
I hate when niggas say that.
How? Because they really want you like shit. This part, and I know your tongue is long, bro.
What I'm saying.
Because you don't talk with a lip.
Not doing this.
You want to try it? It's okay.
Look,
It's okay.
like I said,
It's alright, bro.
Accidentally swipe. This is not a crazy.
I ain't even gonna say accidentally. I ain't even gonna say.
Look, dying over here. Y'all don't went on a little rampage.
Look, I ain't even gonna say accidentally swipe. I'm
You
gonna
gonna
say.
run till die.
I'm gonna say. I got the liquor courage to get a little explorative, you know what I mean?
I felt pressure.
And I saw the reaction.
Wait, so you did
I'm like, oh, what does this button do? And I saw what that button do.
At this point, like, come on, bro.
I don't think you accidentally got to that. I think you got it.
Watch out, man. You don't know my life. You don't know my struggle.
You was like, hey, let me.
He was on the dime.
So look. I know we running. I do want to ask though, as far as sex and frequency in relationships, how important is that to y'all? And is that a deal breaker? Do you feel like that makes or breaks relationships?
Let's go.
I wouldn't say make or break, but it's very important. And I do think realistically, when you with somebody longer, the frequency is not as much. It's like when you first get together.
For what
Is
reason?
that okay?
It's not okay, but it's just life. You know what I'm saying? Like in the beginning, I feel like women, we like, oh, I'm finna fuck this nigga every day.
It's okay with me.
Some days I be tired and I don't feel like it. Some days I had to learn. This is toxic break. I had to learn that some days he might be tired and he don't want to do it. And I used to look at it as who you fucking? Like, why? What you mean you don't want to fuck?
See?
And also, that's not an indication because there's a lot of niggas who be available to fuck their bitch every single night, and they got their nut earlier that day too, off of another bitch. Like,
so he really was the one that she be trying to fuck more.
Yeah,
I learned that from experience.
Yeah, he was like, bro, I literally am just tired, and I was like, you know what? Okay,
you really gotta watch that shit.
So I mean, it's no way.
So if you got a guy you living with, y'all together, how often is how frequent is during the week is satisfying to you?
Satisfying at least like 4 days.
100.
At least 4 days.
100.
And it may not be the full out. It may be the like 10 minute joint. Yeah,
but 4 days a week.
Yeah, for sure.
6 years in.
I ain't made it 6. I made it 3. And 3 we was hitting it like 3-4 days.
I'm here for it.
Cause you gotta include like I think about like the morning sex. I may fall asleep sometimes, so I was like, damn, let me get up and give some head. Yeah.
He's a real MVP.
But I mean, we were both sexual beings, so
that, and I think that's.
I think that matters. Your sexual chemistry and people. I feel like oftentimes people try to devalue that shit. No, nigga, that shit is real.
Like, man, we got the best sexual chemistry. I be tired, nigga. Like 4 times a week, the thought of that just exhausted me, dog. Like, but I will say,
I feel like y'all put in more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think lesbian sex be whack because we go for 5 hours.
Oh nah.
And that shit, I don't need that one time a week for real. Like, it might have to.
First of all, no ma'am.
Yep.
Jay,
raw as hell.
how frequent, if you got you a living
sometimes all day
old lady, or even if she just living in the same city with you, like,
right?
How frequent is sufficient enough for you?
I mean, I don't think it's like a set amount. It goes in waves. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes
might be hot one minute.
Sometimes y'all can get it in every day. Then y'all might skip 5, 6, 7 days and be like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Just depends on what y'all got going on in life and all that.
So life does happen. I think we all can agree life does happen in our adulthood.
I remember being young and I could do
college
4 or 5 times a day, nigga. I'm talking about 4 or 5 times a week. Like, we just going all day long. Those days are over.
Niggas got jobs now.
Straight up, you got a job.
My job stressed me out. Like, not only do I not want to talk to you today.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you.
But see, I differ. Like, I could literally have a cold, like, and if you still with it and you my old lady, like,
dudes do be like that.
I mean,
let's go.
I had a dude he was like, I really wanted to like just do it, but you was congested and I could tell you weren't feeling good. I was like, bro, I would have been with it. All you had to do was do a little tap.
That's
that little shit get on my fucking nerves because Marissa Ash just said that shit a couple hours ago. She was like, if you would have just gave me a little tap last night, I'm like, look, you need to be an adult. Like, I'm not about to play games with your ass.
But if you win, we gonna fuck.
But you already know what fuck.
We gonna have to do a part 2 of this motherfucker. But I do want to say, men want to be goddamn approached too. Goddamn, like
I ain't got no problem.
I had men tell me I was too aggressive.
Pull that dick out.
I've been told I was too aggressive. Yeah. I've actually been told.
Who are these niggas, Jason?
I don't know.
Who are these niggas?
And it's coming from someone. I ain't never played house with a nigga. I ain't never lived with nobody. I
think that hit different then. So when you be ready to jump your nigga bones,
like I ain't seen you in a couple days. What you doing?
Yeah,
but like for me, the most I ever like sat up under a nigga consistently 3 days at max. After 3 days, I need my space. So I ain't never really been up under nobody. But yeah, I was messing with one nigga and he was just like, damn man, like. But then I found out, oh, you fucking other bitches. Yeah, yo, that's
now you exhausted.
I'm trying to make me seem like I'm the problem.
Nah, your chick will get mad when you say you tired. I don't like that. I ain't feeling that.
I've never done it. Probably won't do it. But that's double standard shit. Yeah, and it's a bunch of factors into that. Like,
I love to say I'm tired.
Like, cause I feel like
I'm not getting this work today.
Wait.
You know, I feel you. You know what I mean?
I think it's all about knowing your person.
I don't think you should be doing something you don't feel like doing anyway. Like,
right?
Don't give me no sympathy ass. Like, if you don't feel like,
I ain't tell. Niggas can tell when you not.
Don't give me no pussy you didn't want to give me for real.
That shit too close.
That shit doesn't make me feel good
at all. The nut don't.
I've done it. I don't take it. They say he used to be like, bro, I can tell you wasn't into it, and I was just like, damn, you can tell.
Nah.
But when you been in a a long-term relationship, sometimes your partner can just tell you horny as shit and they just want to throw it to you real quick, but they don't really be into it. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel like you should want each other at your best though.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't want that type of situation. Like, I understand shit happens, but I don't want that. Like,
exactly.
If you don't want to jump my bones as much as I want to jump your bones, let's figure out why we don't want to jump each other's bones.
Nah, it's not fair.
But it's not even that deep. Sometimes it don't be that deep. Sometimes it don't be that deep.
Take a day off, nigga.
No, I get like sometimes life happens, but like motherfuckers might go through a spurt where like, alright, we ain't done nothing in a minute. Like,
and that
you ain't
is
craving me like I ain't craving you.
So what's a spurt?
Yeah, because for me
It varies by person. I ain't gonna lie. After a week, I want to fight.
Yeah, straight up. A week is like, okay, what's going on?
You my nigga, bruh.
After a week, I want to fight.
7 days max. By day 5, I'm probably gonna be cussing you out anyway.
And I'm gonna give you a pass because you know we have cycles, so like.
But I'm a very sexual person, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Oh my God! Can we switch?
So when I say by day 5, it's like, hey nigga, I ain't got 7. What you doing?
7 days. Like, what we doing here? Because you're not tired all 7 of them days.
But I'm also an honest and transparent person. So if I get to a point where I don't want to fuck you because for whatever reason you don't turn me on no more, I'm going to communicate that. So I always expect that in return from people. So if you feel like right now,
but how realistic is that?
What you mean?
As far as people communicating, you know what I mean?
I mean, it should be realistic because we're pushing 30.
Yeah, it should be. But I don't know if that's our reality because a lot of people aren't comfortable talking about it.
And women weaponize sex.
Oh,
it's me. I'm women because I'm not about to be giving.
Even if you horny,
I'm not attracted to you.
No,
so you're still horny.
Yeah, shit's
that thing to be thriving.
Right. Cause I'm either get myself off or I might cheat, but I don't cheat no more.
Hey, baby Draco, we have to bring you back. We're gonna have to do a part 2, man.
Tequila, I gave y'all mezcal. Tequila is nigga 2020. I'm putting y'all on the future.
Appreciate it. Hey, man, let me before we wrap up, shout out my nigga Tim.
Shout out my nigga Shelly
for the tea.
Shout out Forever Co, right? That's how they say shit forever. Shout out that shit. Shout out God's favorite homegirl.
Love your shirt. Love that shirt.
Oh yeah.
I like how
this is a whole lot of black shit going on, man. A whole lot of black shit.
You know what I'm saying? We
and
appreciate y'all.
I hope you don't hate me.
Black on brand, Tony Carey. Sorry, had to.
I love that
bag. You got that from
Tony Carey, girl. They got $50 off.
What is that?
Velvet? Yeah, Velvet, girl.
That bit
clean.
Say less. A lot of fly shit going on, man.
A lot of black shit going on. Yes. Hey, man, it's so many black brands out there you can support, and it's not just clothing brands. Like, it's syrup brands, nigga. It's breadcrumb brands, nigga. Like, do your research and really try to find that shit. You ain't gotta goddamn suffer because Uncle Ben and your mama gone. It's shit to replace them already. They already in progress.
I want the boots. I'm looking for them.
Already in progress. Give me a pack too.
I'm trying to look for them.
Nah, for real. But
arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor.
Still.
Stop begging for justice. Fight the fuck back.
Still.
Buy your motherfucking guns.
Still.
Get your bulletproof vest and stop waiting on motherfuckers to save you.
Hey, still. We still on the same shit, man.
Stop talking. Stop tweeting. Be it.
100. Episode 16, Short Change Podcast. Thank you, baby Draco.
Thank you for
We're gonna have to have you back for part 2.
Damn, I got a ball in my MacBook too. I got sound effects now that we got mics.
Oh, we lit now. We lit. Oh yeah, y'all see the mics, new couple upgrades, but
that's why we was gone. We was trying to bring some quality to y'all.
Come on,
content.
bigger and better. I see y'all.
Trying to bring some quality to y'all content, man.
You see it. Real nigga Jay. Glad to be with you again, my nigga.
Look at him, ain't he handsome?
Don't gas me up.
Talk to me nice. Nah, man, it's your boy Rob Mo, Short Change Podcast. Appreciate y'all.
Y'all been watching Sister?
Yeah,
I started at the very beginning.
Yeah,
I didn't.
You know the first thing I thought when I watched that? I was like, Marcus Houston was showing us how creepy he was.
He's a fucking weirdo. I always hated Rocky.
We just thought it was funny.
We thought it was funny, but I'm like,
sis
been telling you,
leave
me alone.
Networks that be playing Sister all the time, so I be seeing the young ones. I ain't seen them in college in a long time though.
That's the only one that's not getting on my nerves. The Game reminded me why I stopped watching that shit.
Yeah,
I had right before Netflix announced that shit. I had just binged the whole shit on Hulu, so I was already done. Like this through the, cause I had never watched it with Lauren London.
Really?
Yeah,
I watched maybe like 3 or 4, but then I had seen Shotty smoking a Black and Mild, and I was like, enough.
Enough is enough. That was the straw that
Tasha was smoking.
Hey, shout out to Tasha though. Shout out to this boss lady.
Listen, Tasha is the GOAT.
Yeah.
She puts so many like
Wendy,
black actors on and actresses,
and even the roles that she's played over the years have
Goat Rose.
Like, I want somebody to pick up the Steve Harvey show. That was my shit.
Listen,
if you want to make me happy,
Hulu got
Did y'all know that was 2K the whole time? Like, they had no hair.
Who that?
Steve Harvey.
I didn't know that.
All the niggas, that had afro back then, Jamie Foxx, every nigga that had an afro back then, shit was not real.
What? Jamie Foxx?
I didn't even know Jamie Foxx was